What's up?
I haven't updated my Roll20 since I used D&D Beyond.
Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to tonight's Saturday night D&D session, where we follow the exploits of Team Soteria, the Tribor branch of Acquisitions Incorporated. They have recently got back to their home base, their base of operations in the city of Tribor, where they were I wanted to say assaulted for some reason, but that's not the correct term. A matter was brought to your attention by one of your underlings, so to speak. She said that there was something very strange going on in the forest directly behind the tavern that you all own. And you went to check it out, and you found that there are indeed strange happenings going on. You saw strange creatures in the periphery of your vision. You heard laughter and music on the wind. The forest felt different for those that are nature inclined to know about such things. And as you proceed further into the forest, one of your members, the Paladin Nat, subconsciously took the lead and led you to a sort of a pool or a spring of water that your underling swears was not here last time she was in the forest. And you saw a beautiful woman, a silhouette of a woman made out of water who was singing, but when she noticed you, she sort of disappeared back into the water. And then you began to investigate this pool, and you quickly discovered that it was, in fact, a Fey crossing, a portal into the Feywild. And some of your members were more eager than others to enter it. I believe Rashemi was the most eager, but once you all sort of crossed over, you found yourself in a very pleasant, albeit old and primeval forest, and you just picked a direction to walk in, and as you sort of walked, the trees that were in front of you began to move out of the way as if they were herding you in a direction. Along the way, you were accosted by some evil fairies who had ill intentions. You swiftly dealt with them and continued on your way until you sort of came up across this structure that looked to be of ancient elven construction, and a golden-skinned elf addressed you as you were taking in this site, and he asked you to follow him. His queen had something that she would like to talk to you about, and you guys were discussing the merits of whether you should follow this elf, this weird skinned elf, or if you should just, dip on out of the Feywild because some of you didn't like the creepy feeling it was giving you, or the fairies tried to murder you. But frantically, he tried to convince you to stay, saying that his queen did have business pertaining to one of your party members in particular, the Paladin Nat, who led you here. And I think that's a good recap. Did I miss anything? Anything anyone else wants to add?
No.
My end.
Aylin's cranky.
She is always cranky.
Is there a reason we should know about Evelyn's crankiness, or is she just doesn't like the Feywild, or?
No, she just was traveling for like a month, right?
Yes.
And like as soon as she gets home, she can't even put her feet down, can't put them up, can't drop her bag. It's like, well, you gotta go here now. So she's just like, just let her sit down and take 10 minutes.
I didn't know if it was something to do with Gnosis, what Gnosis said, or if you were just
No, she's just tired of traveling.
Oh, okay.
Cranky. She's 22, like. you know, she's over it.
Okay. But anything else about anyone, how they're feeling, how their characters are portraying themselves, anything else that might be pertinent to the scenario you find yourself in.
You're asking about a vibe check?
No, I mean, you don't. If you don't want to share anything, you don't have to. It could be a vibe check.
Vibe check failed.
Well, Rashemi's vibes are pretty wigged out right now.
Yeah,
Shimi's
he
super
seems to
guarded.
be on high alert, and like frantically, like sort of like looking around very quickly, that sort of thing. Like he had just ingested like 20 cups of coffee, sort of. High strung.
Are we still in a woods area, or we?
So you're in like a clearing. So you're like in this pavilion now. You stepped out of this forest, like it's almost night and day because it like you were in forest and then you were in like beautiful architecture of like this marble and glass, and you're in this pavilion now. So there's no really forests around you. There are some trees here and there, but they're more for like decoration. There seems to be like the forest is not encroached on this building or these structures you find yourselves in. This is very calming here. It's pleasantly warm. I would say around let's see, what's good, 75 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a cool breeze going through. The sunlight seems to not the sun doesn't seem to change its position in the sky. It seems to always be present, and you just feel very calm and peaceful when you're in. As soon as you sort of step foot onto the premises.
Then I would
It's a good vibe check.
It's a good vibe, yeah. I would just like try to usher us in after this guy. Sort of like say, okay, we'll meet with your, I don't know, your mom, whatever you want to show us to. Let's just go.
Oh no, she is not my mother. She is my queen.
That's what I said. Your queen. Isn't that what I said?
Perhaps there is a language difference. I am not used to the common tongue. But yes, if that is how you identify if that is how you identify her as long as your tone is respectful, I do not think she will mind.
To town.
Okay. So this is more like a castle area than a town. So
let's go to the castle.
So you're on sort of a circular pavilion, and you see there's a lot of white marble and gold and glass incorporated in architecture. You see murals of like probably ancient elven lore that not all of you understand, because I don't think anyone is elvish, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this wouldn't be exactly familiar to any of you. You come across, and then he's leading you up these stairs until you get to sort of the highest tower in this castle, so to speak, the highest spire. And the spire is not capped by roofing or parapet or anything like that. It's more it's actually open to the elements. And you see that you ascend the stairs, these long spiral staircase, to this sort of very pleasant sort of well, it's almost like a meadow or a clearing in a forest, because there's a sort of bed of grass in front of you that's sort of covering the floor. There are trees that are making up the walls and are sort of bent over to sort of form a partial ceiling. They sort of stop before they sort of converge, leaving a opening a circular opening for sunlight or moonlight to sort of help illuminate this room. And sitting at the far end from you, on these chairs made of wood, but they look like they've been grown out of the ground, almost like roots have sort of been have shot out of the ground and sort of tried to embrace someone. So it looks almost like a hand that someone is sitting in, but it's made out of like twisting roots and stuff. You see you see two figures. You see a man and a woman, and the woman is in the higher chair. She is slightly elevated above the man. So for those who are nobles or know of such things, she is the prominent one. Their features, as far as hair color and eye color go, are very similar. They both have light blonde hair. They have green eyes, and they have very pale skin. And you can see almost that there are wings behind them, but they're ethereal. They're not exactly there. And they're wearing these dresses or robes made out of like a light green color as well, trimmed with gold and white. And they're... Oh, go ahead.
We didn't recognize what they were last time. Did I remember? I forget if you said so.
You would have, because your charge is very knowledgeable about such things, and she would have informed you. You don't know what these creatures are ahead of you because they look different than what the creature escorting you is. The creature escorting you is an Eladrin, Rashemi. You recall that piece of information. As far as what these creatures are in front of you, you don't know. I think...
Did you say transparent wings? They're wearing green and white trim.
Yes, so their wings are like, they're present, but they're like not exactly there, if that makes sense. Like they could probably make them...
Ghostly?
Yeah, they're ghostly. So they could probably make them manifest themselves if they wanted to utilize them, but for the present they might be in like a resting position, sort of.
And they're wearing green and white trimmed robes. They wear the...
Yes.
So I'm typing to Nat.
Okay. I think I have a picture of her. This is the best picture I could find of her, so let me just try to show this to you.
How about if I click the right button?
Hopefully you can see her picture well with that. If not, I apologize. I'll try to bring it out. Oh, that's just her token. But that is kind of what this woman looks like.
Ooh. That's pretty.
Okay, so she's just watching you all as you approach. You sort of step into her domain, so to speak. She's watching you with interest, but she is not saying anything. You're still about 60 feet away from her.
I don't see the picture.
Oh, I got rid of it. Put it back up.
I didn't see the picture.
I got you. The resolution might not be great because it's made for a token, but... And the...
Ayla's not saying a word.
Yeah, so the Eladrin, when he first sort of reaches this floor, immediately bows to the woman, but then begins like ushering you all closer to the throne. He's not ushering so far as making like, this way please, and he's like trying to make very placating gestures and stuff to get you to follow him. Does anyone want to say or do anything at this point?
I'll just look on and on.
All right. So you guys get within, you get very close. You get within about 30 feet, and the man is fine, but then and the Eladrin stops you at 30 feet, but then the woman looks at the Eladrin that's escorting you, the elf man, and he bows again, and he ushers you even closer. And at that, the man sitting next to the woman seated takes note, and he sort of sits up and is now staring very intently at you. For those martially inclined, or he is now eyeing up how to kill you best. He is, if you watch anime, radiating killing intent. So,
Yikes.
also for those who this might be a bodyguard or something of that stage, of that nature, which is why he probably is, acting like this. It's not overtly hostile. It's very very beneath, very subtle. That's why I said for those martially inclined. Like Rashemi, you've been on battlefields aplenty, so you would have recognized what it is. He's that slight shift in how he's seated, how he positions himself.
I really want to read the opposition on him. I really want to do it.
You can. Oh wait, you already used it, didn't you?
I think I did, yeah.
Yeah, you used it on one of those Aridne. Next time. And you get closer. You get about 15 feet, and that's when you stop in front of her. And then you all begin to hear a voice in your head, and it's speaking. For those that I don't know if anyone recognizes the language. It's speaking in Sylvan. So it's like ancient Elvish for those that speak it, a different dialect, but you understand it. It comes through to whatever your native tongue is.
Weird.
Yes.
Also, tongue?
Whatever your native tongue is. So like if you're human, it's probably common, or if there's like a dialect of common you speak from where you're from, that would be the case. If you were Elvish.
I was saying that she had probably cast tongue. That's my thought.
Oh, I'm sorry. You can do an Arcana check or religion check.
No, that's just me surmising on the character.
Okay. But it's very pleasant voice, honeyed words will be good, but it's not like she's trying to get something out of you. Just the tone and how she's speaking, is how she comes across. And she says, "Welcome, mortals, to the Feywild and to the Summer Court. My name is Queen Titiana, and this is..." And then she pauses for a second and it says, "Oberon," and she's gesturing to the man seated next to her.
Is Puck the guy next to them?
I'm sorry, what?
Is Puck next to them? You gave me a Tatiana and Oberon, and I have to know if there's a Puck.
Oh, this is from the Shakespeare play that...
Can
yeah.
you name the Shakespeare play?
The Shakespeare play is like Midsummer Night's Dream.
Correct.
Funny fact, my Thursday game has a Desdemona and an Amelia in it. And we have both...
appreciate all of that.
And we have both never read that play. The two characters. So fun fact.
Say Othello?
Yes, my DM at that time thought we had colluded, but we did not.
Colluded about what?
Naming our characters after characters in A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Characters.
One of those characters is an actor, so it was especially appropriate. But no, we didn't recognize the significance of what we named our characters. Anyway, just a little side note. Anyway, back to the adventure. And
Max is coming. He'll be here in 5.
Nice. And so she has welcomed you to the Feywild, into a place she called the Summer Court. She introduced herself as Queen Titiana, and the man sitting next to her she called Oberon. And she says, I see that that my efforts to call you here have not been in vain. I hope nothing untoward happened to you once you entered the Feywild.
What was the word you just used, Nate?
Untoward.
Aylin's going to say, is random pixies attacking us for no reason untoward?
So, her beautiful countenance sort of clouds at that, and then she says, well, that is actually why one of the reasons why I brought you here to me. Those creatures that you described to me are called Aridne, and they are servants of the Queen of Air. I think it's Air and Darkness, but I want to make sure I get the terminology correct.
Have you been reading Sarah J. Maas books?
No, I've been reading D&D lore to get the Feywild right. That's all I've been doing once Nat told me about this. That's Volo's Guide to Monsters or whatever, and Tome of Beasts, and all this stuff.
Sarah J. Maas has a book series about like fairies and like elves and like stuff like that. Hi, Cax.
I'm assuming they got it from like this stuff. Okay, yeah, Queen of Air and Darkness. Hello. Quick recap. You guys are in front of the Queen Titiana and
I've
her...
already written this in chat, Nate.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And she is communicating with you telepathically, it seems like. And Evelyn brought up the issue of you being attacked by evil-looking fairies. And then Titiana has brought up that another name, the Queen of Air and Darkness. And so then she will say, that is my counterpart. She controls the Winter Courts. She has been banished from the Feywild, but she occasionally makes forays. Her and her servants occasionally make forays into my realm and attempt to twist it for their nefarious purposes. And then she says she also, I do not know if you are aware of this, I called you to my side to help one of your party members. She has a hold of one of them. And then she says, them specifically, and she doesn't point, but you get the feeling she's indicating mentally towards Nat.
I think Abeline says something like, maybe you should have a conversation instead of banishing each other.
Oh, she says it's like addressing a child when she says, oh. She says, it happened so long ago, I don't think, you might not understand our reasons for doing so. But you should just know that she is directly opposed to anything good and bright in this world or the others. But she says, the Queen of Air and Darkness has a hold on one of the members of your party, them specifically, and she mentally indicates Nat. And she goes on to say they probably interacted with iconography of hers in their past, or maybe one of their servants contacted them directly, and they agreed to some sort of deal or pact, knowingly or unknowingly. I'm not sure exactly how, but I can see her mark on them. And I'm assuming at this point Nat is looking confused and flustered and whatnot. But she continues and says, but don't be worried. I am willing to rid you of her influence, if you will but do something for me.
Nat said Monka sweat.
And she says they're a powerful servant of the Queen of Air and Darkness has invaded the Feywild, and they're utilizing a powerful artifact to sort of turn the Feywild into a place that the Queen of Air and Darkness can utilize. They are twisting it from its sort of pleasant, sort of summer self into a cold and dark place.
Nat immediately says that we will do it.
Okay, yeah, I figured. But I just setting it up for when they do come back, so you guys get the backstory of everything.
Yeah.
And
I am live texting in the Discord.
yeah, I saw that. Thank you. And she says that look at my notes here. She says that if you can either attempt to you can defeat the creatures that are guarding the artifact, and you can attempt to destroy it or neutralize its magic. If you are unable to do so, you could always try to bring it back to her, and she will dispose of it. But Queen Titiana says if you do this for her, she will remove Nat's affliction, the curse that's been placed upon her. Oh, sorry, them.
What
And
is the nature of this artifact?
she says, I don't know what it looks like. She would say something more. She would use bigger words. She says, I don't know what its appearance is. The trees and the creatures of the Feywild speak to me, but I can't see into the area that they have already turned against me. So I don't know what it looks like.
Did she say?
I would assume it radiates powerful magic.
Artifact?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Did she say it was a creature?
No, she says there is an artifact there, but there are creatures defending it. You'll need to defeat the creatures.
That's what I was trying
Yeah,
to understand.
and you can try to then neutralize the artifact, or failing that, bring it back to her so she can. And she says, I'm assuming it's going to emit magical energy. I see you have those magically inclined individuals amongst your party, so it should be no issue to determine what it is exactly.
Okay, but if anyone with gray robes shows up, you better not let them look at your books.
She seems to not. So, do you say this out loud or do you think it at her?
I guess I think it, because
okay.
it's just like thinking like that.
So she sort of then turns to regard you. So you know the basically the backstory for Nat's and quest, so to speak, in the Feywild. And so when Rashemi brings this up, she sort of looks at you and she says, we keep some books here, but I am not familiar with these gray-robed individuals. But yeah, so she looks at you and says, you are familiar to me, mortal. You remind me of someone.
It's odd. I figured I would remember any run-in with an archfey.
She says, "No, your." She's trying to figure out how to try to phrase it in a way that makes sense to you. She says, "Your countenance, no, your presence, your mindset is familiar to me. There is another one of your kind here."
Here?
Well, not here, but in the Feywild.
Well, if I cross paths with them, I'll be sure to catch up.
And she says, "Oh yes, they were." It. She was thinking. She says, "It was. Yes, it was. These mortals have been in my realm for some time, but they haven't really been interfering with any of my affairs, so I've let them be. I just thought it might interest you, because you remind me of her. So, the others around her are red-robed people."
And you should be more than a little worried. They may just be waiting to strike.
Oh.
And I looked at Rashemi like, what the heck are you talking about?
I am not caught up on the kingdoms of men, so I don't know if this is a military uniform or maybe just a style from where they came. But they are all potent magic users.
Yes, and they do not mean well.
Well, if you would like to meet them, I mean, they probably don't have long left. They have been in here for about, let's see, this is Rashemi's backstory, but let me look at it. I gotta get the timeline right. She says they have been in here for about 8 years, I think, in your terms. So if you want to go see them, you can. I can tell you or show you where they are.
Chevy is visibly sweating at this point.
Just thought that might interest you because you reminded me of that young woman amongst that is not red-robed. So
we might find that information helpful, yes.
Oh.
Rashemi is sweating?
Yeah.
Like, more than usual. Like, real strange.
It's like an ocean.
Come in.
I think Avery needs to know what the heck's going on with Rashemi. Just like, what?
I see,
Weird.
I see that me bringing this up has caused some confusion amongst your party members. If you wish to rest here before you continue, or converse amongst yourself before I have one of the Eladrin show you the way to those red-robed individuals, you can. You can rest here on the grass, or we can show you a room, whatever you prefer. The Feywild is ancient and wild and unpredictable, but here you are safe.
I think a moment to speak with my companions would be appreciated, yes.
Oh, yes. And she sort of turns and is now looking at Oberon, who has one eye on her and one eye on you.
Oh, jeez.
But yes, you guys can converse amongst yourself.
Well,
Is there something you'd like to tell us?
I'll say that the wizards she talks about, they are powerful and deadly wizards from near where my homeland is. And if they have been here as long as she says, it's grim tidings. They are quite evil.
She has also said that they have not interfered with the Feywild in any way. They have not tried to harm it. That's why she hasn't taken action against them.
More evil than the librarians?
Definitely more of a history than the librarians, I'll say that much. I'll look to Rex and say, what do you know of the land of Thay?
I don't know much about this place. This is the first time I've ever been here.
Oh no, he's talking about Thay. You would know Thay. Everyone who's magically inclined knows Thay. They are a bunch of bad.
I thought he said Thay.
What do you know about?
I heard Thay.
Yeah. Well, it's Fey and Thay, so it's very confusing. But he's talking about Thay, like the place on the Prime Material where a bunch of evil red road wizards with a penchant for necromancy come from.
Well, I know a little bit about that.
I'd love to do any kind of check to learn more than that.
Yeah, you can do a
Otherwise,
history check.
Red road wizards that love necromancy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me look at the Wikipedia page for Thay.
You can just copy and paste it as well.
Let's roll.
I'm their god.
But you do know that basically they're magocratic. So basically, your magic ability is what defines your station in Thay. This is out of character, but have you ever played Dragon Age? They're very much like that other, I forgot the name of that kingdom too. Oh lord. I haven't played Dragon Age in a while. Anyway, they're a bunch of bad dudes. They're called Red Wizards because they're fond of red robes. They have very powerful wizards amongst them. Their leader is a necromancer who's sort of turned himself into a lich named Zazas Tam. And they also keep slaves of people. They're generally not good people. They like to they use human slaves, but they also use a vast population of undead as workers. They're also very prejudiced against non-human races. They view them as lesser creatures, and will often enslave them. Yeah, what else do you want to know about them? They have a long-standing feud with a country known as Reshemin. Yeah. What else do you want to know about them?
Any ties they would have to this place?
That you are not certain. You do know that,
or like specifically any interest they could potentially have, not necessarily that they have had in the past. But
you're not.
What would interest them here?
Make an Arcana check.
All right. Sorry, I wasn't trying to interrupt. There's just a bit of a delay.
You're not certain about that.
Wow.
That's very low for you, but yeah, you're not certain about that. But you do know that because they sort of view magic as the end-all, be-all, all things, they always seek to improve their magical ability in order to improve their stance in their society.
They got their fingers in a lot of pies.
Yeah, so if generally speaking, if there's someone, if they're in that, at least in that region, whereas you guys are on the west coast of Faerun, they're like on the far east. Like you gotta pass mountain ranges and deserts and swamps and a bunch of other stuff to get to Thay. Yeah, but they're way far away, so you really haven't had to deal with them a lot in your travels. They do have various enclaves, which are kind of like embassies that they have around Faerun that they consider to be Thayan soil, so they're sort of allowed to have slaves there and stuff like that. But there's not really one around in the Sword Coast that you're aware of.
Cool.
I think that's pretty much for what you can remember without have had to interact with them ever.
Yeah, I don't think Rex would ever do that.
You do know that, generally speaking, there, if someone mentions a Red Wizard of Thay, or if someone brings up the topic, all the other mages fall quiet because they're everyone knows they're bad dudes, so to speak.
Sure.
And they embrace their life or their lives, any means necessary to extend their lifespan, so that they can improve their magic capabilities. And so that's why they often turn to ways to turn themselves undead, like into a vampire or a lich or something of that nature. So that they can sort of endlessly increase their magical ability. It's not so much a smart person as in you would have had to read to know about these people, Caxier. That's why, and you weren't, as far as I am aware, not fond or able to. So you
It's a
probably,
bookworm check.
yeah, it's more of a,
Yep.
it's more of things you have learned about in the past.
If they're here, that can only mean bad things.
Yeah.
But if they've been here for this long and haven't done anything, it's odd. I don't know much of the ways of higher magics, but I feel like it would be pertinent to at least look into what they're doing.
Yeah, we need to figure out.
Tay's gonna show you. See.
So can you say it again? I missed that.
Me?
Rashemi, I think.
No, I was just saying. I was seeing what the group thought of looking into the wizards.
Yeah, we should do it.
Sure. Ava has no part to call a vote. She's just like, well, Chevy's weird. That's weird. Everybody's weird.
I think this whole group can be considered weird. Just weird.
Probably not,
Yeah.
probably not super thrilled with Rex constantly eyeing that little thing he got from the.
Nope, she's not.
Which
Wait,
thing?
what?
Well, I forget what it was called. It's like a sending stone, I guess. For
Oh,
She's-
that thing. Yeah.
It's in his
Considered,
pocket. It's
like,
a
talking to Cax to pickpocket out of your pocket. Like,
it's a
she's not happy.
Rex seemed to be the most yeah, Rex
Okay.
seemed to be the most he seemed to be the most interested in Gnosis' offer, and so he was given a sending stone that would place into contact with it's unclear if whether it was Gnosis himself or a subsidiary, so to speak, a lackey, but so he hasn't tried to use it yet, so
Acosis.
you don't know.
No.
I think if anything, the a whole nation of evil wizards could glean some insight into the librarians themselves.
That is a very good point.
We'll go to meet them then.
Okay.
Guess we don't have much choice.
Yeah.
All right, and so you I'm assuming you've conferred amongst yourselves, and you then once you're done, Tatiana says, "Oh, so I see you're of one accord. You wish to meet those other mortals in the Feywild."
Aye.
And then Eladrin that sort of moved back from you all, it sort of disappeared from your field of view, now reappears next to you and says, this one will guide you to where you need to go. She says, they have not, she says, do be careful, she says to the group, and she's also addressing that specifically. She says, while you're in this place, while the Queen of Air and Darkness has been banished from this place, she still does have a connection to it, so you might find your magic to be difficult to use in this place. And then she also warns you
What
all.
kind of magic? Like wizard magic or holy
No,
magic?
she's referring to Nat when she says this. She's addressing Nat specifically. So it's the divine stuff.
Would that affect Evelyn too with the divine stuff?
No, because you don't have a curse placed on you by the Queen of Air and Darkness. If you did, then it would.
And that's magic might get weirder.
Yeah.
Even weirder. Dang.
Even weirder. Okay.
But she says to the rest of you, the area where these mortals are, they are. One of them has been channeling a spell for a very long time. For you, not for me, of course. But so, just also be careful around that area as you approach it. And that's sort of all the advice she has to give to your party.
For the record, I totally wrote we're off to see the wizards, the wonderful wizards from Oz in the Discord.
That brought a smile to my face.
Heck, I figured it might.
And you guys, if anyone has nothing else to say or do, Eladrin will then guide you to where you need to go.
Were we gonna rest here or?
Yeah, you can also take a long rest here as well if you would like. What's 8 more hours after them spending 8 years here? But yes, if you like a long rest, you can do so.
We spent a year in the Feywild?
No, the other mortals have spent 8 years here. By Titiana's reckoning.
Okay.
Rashami does not get much sleep.
Well, I was asking. I don't need the long rest. I'm just saying if you wanted to.
I think some of you might need spell slots back, or HPs, so it might be good to have.
I'm down 3 HP and 2 spell slots.
Oh, true. And I don't think Rex used anything because he wasn't. Nope. Super good.
I mean, you can do a short rest if you want, or you
Good
can just
question.
go right away, whatever you guys want to do.
I'm ready to go.
All right. So no rest.
You can only use your thing if you finish a long rest, though. Again.
Yeah, read the opposition.
I thought it was short or long, but I just looked.
Yeah, it's just long.
I just want you to be able to use it when you want to use it.
I'll use it on Oberon tomorrow.
Deal.
Find his favorite music. Or a sense of humor. That'd be really helpful.
Ouch.
Yeah, I don't need a long rest. Is what I'm saying. I
Okay,
can survive
yeah.
being a couple
We're just
feet down
okay.
and 2 spell slots.
Yeah, we're okay.
Same here.
I just want to make sure no one, if anyone wants to take a rest or re-up their resources. Okay. So you guys, the Eladrin then guides you back down the spire, and back out of the sort of castle, like the designed area, so to speak, back into the wild of the forest. And as he's going, you step into the forest, and as he's going, he says, we Fey have a way of navigating this forest that might be strange to you, but it allows us to reach our destination quicker. And so the trees are not moving out of his way like they did for you when you approached the summer court. But he is sort of weaving his way through the trees, going under a certain branch or log, or over another, touching a tree in a specific way, which he wants all of you to do as well. And you do that for about a minute, and then he stops you and says, "Okay, we're here."
Oh my god.
This is as far as the magic up ahead is strange. So this is as far as I can safely take you. I will wait here amongst the trees for your return. I wish you luck. May whatever gods you believe in protect you.
Oh, I had an out of character question.
Yes.
Did the lady from the water, was that Titania? Was that what we looked at?
It was. You're not certain. You didn't really get a good.
Should've asked.
Yeah, you didn't really get a good picture of her, but it was. From what she has said to you, or what you might infer when she's saying, she was attempting to draw you into the Feywild so she could talk to you. So it might have been a servant of hers. You're not certain.
Then we go into the weird woods.
All right, and you guys sort of you take a few more steps. You see some more light because it's kind of muted by the canopy of the trees, but you see this clearing is ahead of you, and Rex, make an Arcana check. Anyone else magically inclined? Caxier can because you're very smart now. So true to what this Eladrin said, the magic ahead of you is very strange. Like it's almost like, so you've been in the Feywild. It feels weird here. In comparison to the prime material, a plane you are native to, this feels, this magic would feel more at home there. And you immediately recognize it as it's a channeled spell. So as long as the person's magical energy allows them to, the spell will continue. But this looks to be like maybe an entrapment spell or something to keep something or someone contained. It's very similar to maybe you felt echoes of this spell in the spell that Gnosis cast, Force Cage, against Caxier. But it seems to be spread over a wider area.
Like we can't go through it.
No, you can. You think you could go through it, but it would be difficult to leave once you did.
Ah,
So we've
okay.
lost Indy and Pax. Just so you all know.
Okay, I will amend something coming up.
Because Indy couldn't hear us and Cax's head is killing them and they will be back in approximately like 10-ish minutes, hopefully. So, yeah.
We can take a break.
I don't know. I know Cax just has a really bad headache. I just want to communicate what's happening.
Okay. Let me see if I can change where we're from and if that helps. So I'm going to add Indy, like the server location, because sometimes that helps.
Indy is in bad internet too.
Oh, like he's at using a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is what I gathered.
Okay. So
So
Um,
maybe it's like a different kind of entrapment or something like that.
yes, it is. Like it. What Rex gets is that it prevents whoever's in the field of the spell. You're not certain of the radius or the area of effect of this spell, but you think that as you're approaching it, whoever sort of gets inside the area of effect, it would be very difficult for you to leave once you entered, like a one-way door or something. Rex, you got 24 is very good. So I'll give you a little bit of information too as well. So you can choose whether you want to what you do with this information. This magic does not conform to any spell you recognize or have read about in the in your studies about ones that use a spell slot, so to speak. This is very reminiscent to the magic that your friend from Team Palace used, Vera,
Right.
which she called old magic or ancient magic. It's very similar to that. It's outside of the scope of the current magic framework that you're familiar with.
Okay.
Thanks.
And I haven't actually learned any of that yet, right?
No.
I don't even know if I can, but. Okay. Sending can cross planes, right?
Yes. It says you can send the message across any distance and even to other planes of existence.
I
But
don't
the
even
target is
know,
on a
like,
but if
what I
the
would
target's on a
say.
different plane than you, there's a 5% chance that the message does not arrive.
Trying to reach Vera. Or, you know what you do have is a sending stone.
You could probably reach Gnosis if you want his input. Cax,
No.
Caxes could also.
We'll just use Cax's stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe Cax, see if you can try to reach Vera. This is magic she's used in front of us. I don't know. I mean, she's
Not-
AFK, so.
Yeah, she's not in Discord, so. So you can add her and see if she's feeling better.
I got my caxophone.
If she isn't, I'll just say she contacts Vera and Vera will talk to you guys. But one second. All right. But she does. She holds up her pendant and speaks into it, and then holds it up to her ear to listen to the response. And there's like a crackling, like a radio, which your characters don't know, but your players do. And then you hear Vera's voice come out, but it's very dim, and there's some like static to it. And she says, Cax, is that you? I'm getting some interference. Are you guys on a different plane?
We're in the Feywild, Vera.
Oh, why are you there? That's not a good place to be.
Ask not Rashami.
We just took a quick hop over to the Feywild. We'll be right back. Just need to Rex
Hey,
has some
John.
questions.
You didn't accidentally fall into a Fey
Yeah.
crossing, did you?
No, they more like purposely jumped into this pond.
It was a total accident. Rex, you had some questions?
We found an area that is protected by magic that feels the same as the magic you used before, the old magic.
Oh, uh,
It seems like something that would keep us from leaving if we entered it.
she says, well, do you see any obvious signs of, material components, like powdered iron or silver or blood, holy water?
This is literally IT
Do I
support.
see any of those things?
No.
Okay, unplug it and plug it back in.
Give me a perception check.
Yeah. And I'll say that to everybody. Like, look around.
You don't see anything.
24. At 24, I see nothing.
Yeah,
Oh, just
just
met it.
that just
Nope.
means there's nothing there.
Nope.
Oops. You think there's nothing there. Yeah, we don't see anything.
Oh, that's not good. Well, if there's no obvious signs of material components, that means that the caster is using their he says, it's like, well, old magic is weird, so it heavily relies on components, material components, and if you don't have the right ones, you can always for the specific spell you're trying to cast without seeing it. I don't know what exactly it is, but if you're missing the correct components, they're very specific to the spell. You can always substitute your own life force to cast it. So that might be what's happening, and if that's the case, if the person casting the spell is at all friendly to you, you might want to stop them because it can end up killing them.
I look around. Does anyone look like they're physically getting weaker?
As far as well, you're at the edge of this clearing, and there you see some steps going up, essentially. So until you crest the steps, you can't really. It's the field or where the magic begins to take root, to take effect. It's at the top of the steps.
What does Lydia think about it too?
Oh, I forgot she was here.
I didn't.
I'll have to put her in the battle for you guys. I forgot about her. But she says, I don't know. This is all weird. Feywild is. It's not like Maliki is here, but not. It's weird. I don't like it.
So it's not like a force field, right?
What do you mean by that?
Like it's not like is it keeping us out?
I would say it's selectively permeable. It's like a one-way door. It allows things to come in but not come out.
Okay. Well.
So you can probably look in and see what's happening, if you want. So you can try to creep up and see what's going on inside of this zone before you decide to jump in.
Yeah, can I do that with a? What do you want me to roll?
Well, if you're trying to be stealthy, a stealth check.
I'm a little stealthy, but I'm all.
And do you have any other questions for Vera before you go?
You get us out of here.
Well, I'd have to find a Fey crossing. I don't know plane shift, or gate. So I mean, I'm in the process of learning teleport, but
Vera, are there any spells I should have prepared here all the time?
hello, person watching us. But
Besides the one I always have prepared.
she says, well, if you have like protection from good and evil, or stuff like that.
Cool, thanks.
Oh, someone's watching us. We're not trying to scare you away, but we don't really get many viewers, so just saying hello to you. If he says, if any of you speak Sylvan, that'd be good.
You hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Can't hear anyone else.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hey, tech problem.
Rashemi, you there? Let me try... Hello. Hello. I hear you, Rashemi. Do you hear me?
We interrupt this program.
Does anyone hear me?
Yes, Nate, I hear you.
I'm not getting a response from Rashemi. No. Rex, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can we try to change the person who joined and is watching? It's usually not like this. And we
Oh
usually
no,
have
it's always like this.
and we usually have more
We're just a
people. So let me just try
bumbling
to
group of people.
change the server that we're using, if I can remember how to do
Chevy
that.
can't hear us. On the upside, my Humblewood will be here on Monday, and I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited for my bird game to come.
I'm gonna try to change to USA Central and see if that helps. Papa, can you hear me?
Now I can hear.
Okay.
Welcome back.
I changed the server location to Central.
Can I suggest you get yourself brand new headphones because you deserve.
You're robot-y now, but I can hear you and you can hear us.
You are very robot-y.
Oh god, that killed it.
Okay, let me try to change it again.
It's
To
very Liam speaking.
let me try to change it to. It's on Central. Let me try to take it to South. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
I can hear you.
Okay, you're
Are
very
your
robot-y.
Weird.
Shemmy, are your connections to your headphones plugged in all the way?
Yeah, I mean, they're together.
Okay, let me try changing it back to East and see if that fixes it.
I'm gonna
Restart Discord?
yeah.
Okay, hopefully that'll fix it. A viewer. Hello.
Hi, we're Team Soteria.
Yeah, we're Team Soteria. We're having technical difficulties, and some of our players are have like family situations. They're not all here, but for those that are here, they're in the Feywild right now, and they're doing some exploring. They met Queen Tatiana, and she had a task for them, and it was to deal with some. Yeah, it's to deal with some. Basically, the Queen of Air and Darkness has some sort of nefarious plan that is unfolding in the Feywild, and she wants the team to take care of it. And in repayment, she will cure the curse that has befallen one of the party members. That party member is not here, so we sort of branched off to a separate issue in the Feywild. I didn't expect two party members to have backstories related to the Feywild, but here we are. They're investigating some Red Wizards of Thay now, who have made their way into the Feywild, and have been here for a very long time. I think 8 years to be exact. And hello.
No, you're not. Hi.
Yes.
We apparently have somebody watching us.
We have
It's
2
delightful,
people watching
guys.
us. It's very exciting.
And I don't know why they're watching us, but it's great. So it's awesome. Welcome.
Feywild is the coolest place.
But yes, and so these Red Wizards of Thay have been inside the Feywild for quite some time. I think 8 years. 8 years in the material plane. Yeah. The Titiana estimated it to be 8 years their time. Which, at the mention of Red Wizards of Thay, one of the party members, whose backstory is related to this, took interest. His name is Rashemi, and they have been sort of led to the area where these Thayan wizards are, and they came across this magical field, as in not a field of flowers, but like there's an effect that's taking place over a large area, and they're trying to investigate it without being sort of entangled or entrapped within. Oh, Indy's back as well.
Indy!
I'm back.
Hey,
Wow,
welcome
Like,
back.
Bam, stop watching Netflix.
Nice.
So I can actually
the curse is lifted.
listen
I'm
and
on.
hear you guys.
But I'm just explaining to our viewers what's going on. Andy, we have two, so thank you for watching.
It's great. I need to go grab a med. I'll be right back.
Okay. But yeah, so they're trying to they have I don't know if any of the viewers are familiar with Acquisitions Incorporated, but this is a officially licensed branch office of Tribor, and as such, they have certain job roles. One of them is Secretarian, and they have an amulet that lets them converse with other teams of Acquisitions Incorporated, other groups, and they've made a friend on one of the other teams, and she has been advising them on Feywild business. The Documancer is Rex, who is here, and he is a wizard, so I felt like that's very appropriate. And if you're familiar with the C team, our jobs are not in the hands of those who don't care. It's actually, or would be ill-suited. Most of them are actually well-suited to the task. So like our Obviator is a barbarian / fighter. Our Decisionist is a cleric. Cartographer is a bard.
And the last thing that happened was I failed a stealth check.
Yes. So you were...
Uh-oh.
the nature of this magical field or area of effect is that it's sort of similar to like a one-way door. It allows entrance but not exit once you're inside of it. And so you were trying to see what was trapped inside or who was trapped inside, because it's sort of, you're at the bottom of the staircase and you have to ascend because you sense the magical energy, but you're not inside of it yet. It's at the top of this staircase, and so Rashemi is the fighter / barbarian / obviator, is trying to stealthily ascend the staircase, but he only rolled an 8, so it's not good for him. And so you stub your toe, Rashemi, on the way up. You slip on some of the moss, maybe, and you trip, but you catch yourself. But you're fairly confident that your attempts at stealth were thwarted by that, and everyone who was within earshot of you now knows that you're there.
Well, I make a bunch of cartoonish sound effects as I bounce down the stairs.
Now, you don't fall, you catch yourself at the last second.
Good to know.
You're not that, I mean, you're not that inept at climbing stairs. You've been doing it, for most of your life.
But I don't see anything when I get
You do see some things. So you see,
what I see.
so the field, it's like a haze. It's like a shimmer effect or a mirage effect on desert, is what you're looking in. So you can see inside of it, but it's slightly distorted, like you're looking through water or something like that. And inside you see those Red Wizards of Thay. You see, I was going to mitigate how many of them are because we don't have a full party. So let's say you see, well, but also your NPC is with you. So you have, Indy, did you just speak then? Because you're coming in kind of broken.
I'm not saying anything.
Okay, you're still coming in row body, but we can still hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry. My
You're-
Wi-Fi is really
You're
bad.
better now. Whatever you did fixed it, or if you didn't do anything, it's better.
I did nothing.
Okay, so we have 5. So let's say you guys see 3, or sorry, Rashemi sees 3 red wizards of Thay. 2 of them look like your normal. If Cactus will be back, it'll be 4. So we'll see.
Cax maybe hang back.
But so depending on how many party members are present, there will be 3 to 4 red wizards of Thay. Okay.
I see 3 to 4 red wizards.
Okay, that's fine. So 2 to 3 of them, depending on how many people are present, are your normal standard run-of-the-mill, like human but bald head, heavily tattooed in the face, wizard of Thay, Rashemi. Like you'd recognize them. Well, you don't know who they are, but you'd recognize the look, so to speak. But the last figure, the figure furthest away from you, you recognize. You recognize him distinctly, and you see another figure beyond him that you also recognize. The Rivers of Thay that you recognize is one that you actually fled from in battle, which was a source of your great shame. His name is Diralos. Now, he has a very skeletal-like appearance in his face. He's a very old and ancient Red Wizard of Thay, so much so that he's begun to partially transform into a lich, and so his head is very skeletal in appearance. His hands are too, very bony, lacking skin. It's almost like tight and pulled back, and very gross. Behind him, or sorry, he's facing this woman. He has not turned to regard you, but the other red wizards that are more normal looking have heard you, Rashemi. But he seems to be focused on this woman, who I don't think you gave me a description, but you recognize this as Vera. And she looks to be very tired and is straining herself. And she seems, you're not familiar with magic, but she seems to be the source of this spell. How she's posed and the amount of strain on her face. Whereas there's a lack of sort of strain on Diralos' face and the Red Wizards of Thay. It seems like she is the source of this effect of this area.
Do we still have Vera on the line?
That depends. Rashemi sees this all. Now, keep in mind, Rashemi is the only one that sees all of this, and he has not conferred with you yet about what he sees, or who he sees, or his relationship to them. Vera is, you recognize Rashemi, is your charge, the one, your childhood friend that you came with on to Gemma, and you just happened to end up in the Feywild, and there you found some red wizards that were acting the fool, trying to find a secret backdoor entrance into Rashemi in order to sort of open up a new invasion path.
Are we getting Rashemi's help on entering Rashemi?
It doesn't look like they're successful, Rashemi, but taking this all in at a glance, you feel like the reason they've been here for 8 years is that Vera has been keeping them here with her magic. Now, she looks very tired and weak, and if what Vera has said is true, she has been using her own life force to power this spell.
Okay.
So that's what you see.
You said Vera
No.
and Vera.
Yes, they are spelled and pronounced somewhere, but not the same. Vera
Is
is
this the same person? We're very
no. So Vera is your friend from Team Palace. Is like that, Vera. This is that you don't know. You're not familiar with this person. This is a human. Vera is a high elf. Vera is a human. She has a similar complexion to Rashemi. She has dark hair, and blue eyes.
I say to you guys, well, let's get going, and I run into the bubble.
Oh, jeez.
And I run to attack the red.
All right. Well, we will have initiative then.
Ow, I roll low because the Onyx just attacked me?
And
Uh-oh.
I may change out the amount of wizards there are opposing you, depending on how many people there are. We currently have... Now, Cax has said she cannot play... She can listen, but she's not in roll 20. Do you want someone to roll for you, or do you want... you can type what you want to do. Alright. And I forgot you also have... So Nat is not here. They are here in spirit, but not in... They're having a good hard think back at the summer court. But you do have your NPC, your lackey, your minion, your follower, whatever you want to call them. Lydia, she is here
Initiative.
as well.
Yeah.
And she will take
my
up...
First, my first was a 12. I just had to redo it for click.
I can't check my tracker because I'm using the app. There's no. Can you add me in?
Yeah. Your roll was 13?
13. Yeah.
How am I going before Rex? Rex rolled a 12.
I can change it. Ooh, Indy, you don't want me rolling for you because I rolled... Wait, you never got 13. Never mind, you're good. Okay. Alright, so Rex got a 12. I got you. It takes the most recent roll, is why.
That's
Well,
true.
I didn't even
So,
click on myself, so I wasn't
yeah.
on the list.
so
Yeah,
12
I
for
can't check
Rex.
on myself.
Like you're gonna complain that I'm arguing for a better initiative for my wizard?
Alright, everyone seems good. Now we'll roll for Lydia, and then we'll roll for the wizards. I think we'll be good. So, this woman will not be able to help you in battle. She is, Rashemi. She looks to be, like, entirely focused on the upkeep of this spell. So she is... I don't know why there's, like, a ghostly Rashemi thing there. But there's a... Oh, it's still there. And it's gone. Okay. Lydia's here. I need to roll for her. Lydia is an NPC, and she is the occultant of the group.
Lydia is.
She was tricked into joining Acquisitions Incorporated by
She
signing the
wasn't
document,
tricked.
and
She didn't read the document.
due to that, she became Jim Darkmagic's assistant for a while in all of his magical shows. There's a clause in all the Acquisitions Inc. contracts that the latest person to join Acquisitions Incorporated has to help Jim Darkmagic at any point in time in his that he chooses in his magical shows. So he summons them, and they are subjected to being shrunk, being teleported, being turned into a pigeon, being lit on fire, that sort of thing. But she's a very sturdy paladin, so she survived, thankfully. Alright, so you got all of you. Yeah, you got 6 people, that's good. Okay, now the Thay people go.
I think Avery mutters under her breath before this all like actually starts. Like, we really need to talk to Rashemi about jumping into things.
Yeah, he didn't explain to you what's going on. He just like, it's time to rumble. It just ran in.
Sherry rushes in.
But yeah, once you guys will crest the staircase, you will see this arrayment of persons. And hopefully 3 tabs won't be so bad. Alright. Is that Lydia's gonna have a higher dex. I think we're good.
Good for.
Alright. Yep. Good being a relative term. We'll see how the fight goes. Alright. Rashemi, you are up first as your reckless abandon and charging and has aided you in your initiative. And I'll try to make this good for the viewers to sort of see what's going on. but I have windows open up so I can have character sheets and whatnot.
Indy, can you link me you put the link in self-promote.
You say you just cut out. What? Hello.
She asked for the
Alright,
link of
continue,
something.
I got it.
Okay.
All right, so Rashemi, what are you doing?
I am going. I'm going to run right by this necromancer, taking the opportunity attack.
Fair, yes, she will try to. She reaches out a hand that seems to glow with this necrotic energy, and she tries to hit you. Oh, hello, third person. We're having a party now.
It's Kenny.
Oh,
Hi, Kenny.
hello.
Hi, Kenny.
Well, unfortunately for you, Rashemi, they scored a 26
That's
to
what
hit.
I heard. I thought I could have sworn that was kind of adamant.
So, but also luckily for you, or lucky for you, rather than unlucky, they rolled the worst on damage they possibly could, so you only take 5 necrotic damage. As they sort of like they attempt to like catch you, but they only grab you by the wrist, and you sort of shake it off as you're running.
They give me a necrotic tush slap.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I
That
use my
ass is good.
dash. Yeah. It's bony.
And as you run up, he says, "Oh, you seem familiar. Ah, yes, the coward. Have you come back only to run away again?"
I say fuck you,
Uh-oh.
and then I rage with my bonus action, and I'm gonna action surge.
All right.
Oh.
And did we say action surge was 2 attacks? I forget.
Yes, I was confusing haste and action surge. Haste will only give you 1 extra action. Action surge refreshes everything.
Okay. Cool.
That's dope.
A 16 will not hit him.
I will superiority die.
All right. Yes. So, you come in at an angle, and it seems, and you remember though that he is fond of using mage armor, and you're looking for it now. You see it sort of spring up into place to deflect your blow, and you shift the angle at the last second and catch him.
Ugh. Then I take my second attack. Hey.
That does hit.
That's better.
As you hit him, he goes with the recoil, and then does like a spin, and then lunges at you and puts both of his hands on your shoulder.
Don't do that.
Now we'll see if he hits. So, yes, he does. He had 23 to hit. 15 necrotic damage. He says, "I remember this taste." Because it looks like he's draining your life or sucking the life force out of you.
Oh no, that's dangerous.
He says, and then he says, "I'll need it. I'll need your." He's like, I'll need your energy in order to withstand her spell. She doesn't have long left."
I say, I hate you. I'm gonna kill you.
Just a rictus grin is all his response. All right. Next person up is Cax. I'll check. You might have missed some context here, but this is relating to Rashimi's backstory. He knows all these people that are here. He has just chosen not to inform the party before rushing in
Rashemi decided
headlong.
to go into a place that we can't get out of.
Yeah.
That's fun. Everyone.
Sorry,
It
you're
looks like there are
very
some
quiet.
confronters and the bad guy Rashemi's attacking.
I'll turn you up some.
Daggers this time captured it at the next closest one.
Alright, so there, between, Rashemi is next to the boss, so to speak. There are 3 lesser Thayan Wizards arrayed in front of you. One directly in front, one to the left, and one to the right.
I'll hit them both.
One to the left, okay. Do you want to move as well, closer to them, or...
I'll get within 90 feet.
Alright, yes, you are already within 90 feet.
And I went from 60 feet?
You're within... You are currently within 45 feet of them.
Okay, I'm not gonna move them. So, who's that? Who is that? This one is actually there.
Oh, here comes the crits. Unfortunately, there's no allies of yours around them, or enemies of theirs, so you don't get to sneak.
Wait, I thought I did now because, oh, that's coming up right there.
Yes, that's another level of yours. The first one does hit, the second one misses, though.
Okay, well, the damage rate's a plus 10 because I used straight for that.
Yes. Alright, do you want to do anything else, like a bonus action?
I have a bonus action hide.
Alright. Yeah, you are in like a foresty area, so you can try to, probably not right where you are, but if you go off to the side, you can probably hide. Yes, you are, let's say you're here. You probably would move slightly closer to your target, but you're here in your stealth. So this, you were aiming for the, with your critical hit, you were aiming, for the one shot in the eye or throat, but you got like in the shoulder, very close to there. So you didn't quite murder them in one hit, but you got pretty close, you think, based on the cursing that they're doing in Thayan, a dialect of common. All right, yeah, that one. So you're in the trees here, and I'll give you a marker to say your stealth. So your first attack on your next turn will be with advantage, which will get you sneak. That's a good. Oh, ninja. Okay, Indy.
Yep. Okay, I can't see any of the maps because the app is broken. So which necromancer is looking the worst?
So there are 4 in total, 3 lesser, 1 Deerlos, the boss. You don't know his name, but he looks to be older and ancient and skeletal. So probably the boss. His robes are more resplendent. But Necromancer 1 of the lesser seems to be the most hurt, the one Caxir just critically hit.
Okay, I'll attack the one Cax just hit.
Alright, you are,
Actually,
let me see,
you know
you
what?
are 40 feet from them, so if you have a ranged weapon or a spell, you
That's
can.
right. Oh, I'm 40 feet from.
Yeah, you can move closer, but you'll still be within.
Can I get within 30 feet of all of them?
They are arranged. They're in a sort of a diamond formation, but they are within about. Let me see. They're within 40 feet of each other. Looks like, though. So you can probably get 2 at the most if you're trying to do. If you're trying to do a AOE spell attack, you can probably get 2 at the most, depending on the range of your spell or area of your spell. I don't think so, Cax, but I can look it up. Because I think, let me look up.
Okay. So,
Also, welcome 5th person. This is more than we've ever had, so
we have 5
I'm
people
excited.
watching on stream.
Yes.
Welcome to Team Soteria. We are battling some Wizards of Thay for Rashemi's backstory. Rashemi launched us into this fight, and no one knows what the heck is going on, except for Rashemi.
So you only add extra dice for the what you do roll. A straight plus 10 or whatever is not doubled. So if you roll the dice, you can double that, essentially. Basically, is what it looks like. The ruling is. All right. Yes, we are in the Feywild, battling Red Wizards of Thay. An unlikely place for them to be sure. But nevertheless, they are here, up to no good. Indy, what did you want to do?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, it says I'm still muted. That's weird. What do I want to do? I'm probably gonna go up and stab the one that's the most hurt with my rapier.
All right. Now, keep in mind you are 40 feet out, so
Never mind. I will not do that. I will.
you can get closer, but you won't be able. You can dash,
Yeah.
but then you would just be standing next to them.
You are.
There is one right in front of you.
Away.
There is one right in front of you, not the one Caxier hit, but there's one right in front of you that you can run up to and stab.
Okay. In that case, I'll run up to them and stab them real good.
Now, where you actually have enough movement, I believe, to be anywhere around them you want to be. So actually, you can be to their west, to their southwest, to their south, to their southeast, or to their east.
I want to be closest to the party.
Okay, so that's just directly south or southeast. I'll put you up there.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, cool. Guess I'm gonna stab him. Let me just get that down.
19 definitely hits. You do see, you're familiar with mages using mage armor. You see it spring up into place, but you manage to just run right through it with your rapier.
Yeah. Stab him anyways.
Unfortunately, no sneak attacks because there's no one
And
near you.
it
But
looks like the mage armor still took a little bit of the
yeah,
damage.
it turned a potentially fatal blow into a glancing one.
Unfortunately.
Bonus action, spell, bardic inspiration.
I'm probably going to inspire Rex.
All right, he is up next. A wise choice. Let's give him a.
Yeah.
Yes. For those wondering, the stream there, I do post the VOD on YouTube. I usually post it Sunday, so tomorrow, around midday, and yeah. So if you're waiting for that, if you have to leave, then it will be up. Yes. Do you say anything witty or inspiring to Rex when you inspire him?
Probably not.
The classic I always go with is do better than you're currently doing.
That's a good idea.
All right, and that's your turn, Rex.
Okay, Indy's up there on him. I will. Sorry, Tatiana was in my way. I want to do. Are any of them concentrating on a spell at all?
So you see this. You see a very young woman, at the far end of this clearing, and she is clearly concentrating on a spell. She is probably the source of this field that you have stepped into, the source of it. She looks very tired and strained, though. It doesn't look like she's showing all the signs of like magical exhaustion. Like she's not gonna be conscious for long. You don't think?
She's on our side.
She has not shown hostile intent towards you at all. She is looking at Rashemi, though.
I would like to actually just run in and cast. I want to hit magic missile, and my idea is to maybe break any of their attention on anything. I just want to hit all the necromancers.
Okay, yeah. So they are the ones who. None of them are focused on this woman. They are now clearly focused on you all that are running up to attack them.
Yeah, I just want to get them a little Give him a little nick.
Yeah, a little razzle dazzle, little finger, a paper cut.
Yeah.
Something to remember you by.
Is this Rex's magic missile or Jim's magic missile?
This is Rex's. Oh, actually, I need to make a Arcana check. I didn't think about this. I'm fine.
Oh, are you not have it prepared?
No.
Okay. Yeah, you're good.
I feel like the only spell Rex ever has prepared is his thing.
Fireball and counterspell. That's really all you need is a 6th level.
I always just prepare all my high level spells because they're harder to cast through the other thing.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Magic missile always hits. So 5, 5, and 3. How do you want to? Who gets what?
Oh, just left or right.
Okay.
I wasn't even specifying.
No. I set one of their health to equals 5. That is not right. It's minus
that's
5.
perfect. That's my extra little thing.
Yeah, that's your upcast. All right. Yes. Necromancer 1 looks very hurt now. She's coughing up blood. And one thing I forgot to mention is that around in this clearing, surrounding all these necromancers and this other one in the back, are skeletons of, you don't know who exactly, but you see remnants of tattered red robes and stuff like that around them.
No, it feels like we should have noticed this.
I forgot to mention it because I closed the blurb for your the story points for your I'm out of words. For your backstory, I closed the page for it. But yeah, you've crunched some of them as you ran up, Rashemi. Rex, what else do you want to do? You still have some movement left. You got bonus action.
Yeah, I'm gonna swing just the opposite side of Cax. I'll be right there.
All right.
I don't think I can really do anything with bonus at the moment that I want to do, so I'm good.
All right. Lydia is a paladin, and she is going to run up and engage Necromancer 3. She says, "I'll be there in a second, Rashemi. Just hold your ground until then. I gotta help Indy with this thing." And she is gonna swing. Oh boy, she does not roll well though. She rolled with a plus. Oh, she rolled a 3.
You did.
Have you now?
That's my bad.
She rolled a 3, so her first attack misses, but she has 2, so she's gonna follow through or reverse the swing and try to get. There we go. That's a 28 to hit, which is good. And it does. Oh, she rolled very well, like almost max damage. So that does 17 slashing damage because she's using a greatsword.
Give her a thumbs up.
It's a magic greatsword. I don't think I described her weapon to you. Actually, no. It's more. I'm pulling from Dragon Age again. If you've seen how their stabs work, especially in Dragon Age 2, which is a controversial game, but it's basically it's like a sword staff. It's a very long, it's like a branch with a gnarled end, and on which is like a spell focus on. The other end is a very long blade, almost the length of a short sword, and that's what she's stabbing them with, or slicing them with.
For people who don't know what that means, does it look cool?
It looks sweet. I can send you a picture after.
Awesome. Cool.
It's got a cool name.
It does. I'm for it.
Yeah, I'll just do it after. I don't want to interrupt the flow. Okay, and that's her turn. She's not going to sauce it with any divine smites because she used up some of her spells in last, I think. Yeah, she used up some last battle, and as a paladin, she don't got a lot. All right, Necromancer 2 is going to go. They look around at all of you and at the skeletons arrayed at their feet, and they sneer and say, "Arise."
Is that one in particular does it?
2 does.
I will counterspell that.
All right. So you see two of these remains begin to stir. The bones begin to rattle and shake, and then begin to partially animate. But as soon as you see that, you counterspell, and they just fall back down, like a puppet whose strings have been cut. And they're glaring at you with hate, Rex.
I'll wink back.
And they point at you, and they make like a grabbing gesture at you, and you see like a spectral, ghostly hand reach out to try to grab you. This does. That's a 22 to hit though. So.
Just misses.
Only does 6 necrotic though.
Okay.
So they rolled very poorly on the damage. And begin it places its hand. It would like grab your shoulder and then like leave like the magical equivalent of claw marks on you as it sort of drags, sort of like goes all the way down your arm and then lets go of you.
Gross.
What's the range of that spell, Nate?
This is an attack they have. It's not. It's like a worse version of Chill Touch, essentially.
I was just like,
Bone touch.
I was like, that looks hard.
All right, that's their turn. Evelyn.
Do I see? Okay, so I see. I don't see Cax because.
Yeah, she is. Unless you're actively
Maria.
looking for her, you will not. None of you see Cax. She seems to have
Yeah,
disappeared.
I don't see Cax. I see
Just
Rex. Rex
disappeared.
looks okay. Rashemi looks okay.
He looks. I don't know if you can see or not. The health part you should. He's at about half health, about bloodied.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even think about it. She'll be able to heal.
Well, there are reasons why, so it makes sense for you to rush in.
That's okay. Evelyn. So Evelyn walks in. She's not happy.
To be fair, I did ask if you guys want a long rest before this.
I mean, I was doing fine.
What's the problem?
Oh, the Thayan Wizard was a problem. I see. Well, you can make this
Okay.
problem go away. You have a number of ways to make this problem disappear.
Cool. From where Evelyn is, she's casting Hold Person on the thing that's fighting Rashemi.
On Dearlos? Alright. I meant to give him this, but he does have... Okay. I don't know why it says that. That is a Wisdom saving throw, correct?
Yeah.
Alright. Creating custom characters is hard, and sometimes you forget to give them abilities. But, okay. Wisdom saving throw. You got a 26.
Yeah, he succeeds. How the hell did he have a crazy high wisdom?
He sees it. You like cast it out the corner of the eye. He just like waves his hand dismissively. He says, "Girl, you're 100 years too early to attempt such a spell on me."
Oh, I hate these guys.
For my bonus action. Which necromancer looked hurt?
One, the one in the far left.
Cool. I'm tolling some dead on the one.
All right.
Oh, I can't. Never mind. I can't
Yeah.
do that. Never mind.
That is a.
It's my butt.
Yeah, you can heal someone with a kick out a healing word. Or you can spiritual weapon.
I can't spiritual weapon because I cast a spell.
Oh, that's true. You could try to move up. If you do move up to engage one of them, you could give Cax sneak attack.
I can't get to.
Okay.
It's too far away.
She already had with advantage. I forgot that.
Yeah, I'll. Well,
We're about to go through the shit.
I might. No, I might as well.
Yeah, they haven't really had a chance to go yet, so there's a gauntlet of 3 of them that get to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna heal some Shemi.
Thank you. Oh wait, let's see if it worked.
Alright.
That's why we're doing it
So-
at first level.
Yeah. Technically, I'll allow it, but you're not supposed to. Because it's technically
Oh,
2
sure,
spells.
I'm sorry. You're right. No, you're right. I can't.
I cry as the healing flies away.
Alright.
Yeah, I move a little closer though.
You could always move up closer. You could get out of the reach of his neck. You could move up closer to Rashemi to help him if you want to, like, cure wounds, lay on hands, that sort of thing. Him. For more potent heals, he could probably use some assistance.
Shemi's raging. It's fine.
It's fine. It's like he's a wizard. He doesn't do physical damage. He does all, it's whatever. All right. Necromancer 3. I just want to make sure you're good on your bonus actions and movement.
Yeah.
All right. Necromancer 3 is going to cast a spell. They are going to cast a creature of your choice. Lydia did the most damage to it, so this necromancer is going to creature of your choice. You can see what thing. It's going to They're going to attempt to drain Lydia's moisture and vitality. They are casting Blight.
That's a DM who doesn't want his NPC sticking around.
I want her to stick around, but these are high-level Thayan wizards who've been trapped in here for 8 years, and they had nothing but time to study up on their spellcraft.
We get extra HP if she survives. Or XP.
Okay, Blight. Here we go.
Achievement.
If it was Indy, if Indy did more damage than Lydia, they would have attacked Indy instead. So be thankful, Indy.
Thankfully, I rolled low.
Okay, ooh, 29 damage. Let's see if she saves. Con save. I didn't level her up to 6, so she's still technically 5, so she only has a +2. She failed. So you see, like, you see her become slightly, what's the word? I forgot the word when moisture is sucked out of you.
Desiccated?
Desiccated, that's it. You see her, like, all the muscles on her sort of like tense up and retract as all the water's being sucked out of them. She takes 29. No, she's still alive. You should see her health. She has 45 health.
I can't see her health. I'm not looking at anything right now.
Yeah, she's sitting at 16 now. It's like a rasp because of all the it's like speaking with a dry mouth, essentially.
Needs that chapstick.
But that's their turn though. They used all their actions to sort of channel that 4th level spell. All right, Dearlos. He's thinking now. He's like tapping or stroking his his detachable jaw because he's partially skeleton. And he's like, should I kill you first, Rashemi, or should I kill your friends? Decisions.
Don't do that.
And who has been generating threat? Let's see. Lydia has, but she's been sufficiently weakened. He can't see Caxier. It would be Rex or Indy then. Aveline hasn't really done anything to him that he considers a threat. He will target Indy. He says, "Your friends for giving my underlings some trouble. It's, it is my duty then to help them out in their time of need." And I want Indy. Well, Phil will do two things. On himself, he will cast a spell.
Uh-oh.
On himself, he is going to cast Spirit Guardians.
Oh, wait.
Instead of magical, like, instead of like great, like pleasant creatures stuff, these look like the stereotypical Grim Reapers with like cloaks and size and begin spinning around him.
Okay, fine. This is fine.
So that's going to be around him. Now, it looks like this woman has protected herself, so she will not be hit by it. But you, she cannot afford you any protection, Rashemi. She looks at you. She says, "Run, Rashemi, run." No, sorry. She wouldn't say Rashemi. She would say, I gotta look it up because I forgot. She would whisper it so only you would hear it. But she would say, "Why is it doing that? It's making your thing come out."
More IT problems?
Yeah, like I'm opening up Nat's page and it's fine. Yours is like just a box that I can't expand to show any text. Which is going to be really hard if we're doing your personal story. I'm going to try to reload and see if that fixes it. Fingers crossed.
So, by the way, if you guys haven't had Ritz toasted chips before, they're so good.
I wish I had some right now.
Okay, yes, that fixed it for some reason.
Sponsor.
Alright. She says in a whisper that only you and Dearlos can hear. She says, "Run, Goro, run!" That is, if you forgot, Rashemi. But you messaged me. That is your actual name.
Yes. Does she seem like she can react at all?
No, she is. She says, I'll let you out. Just run.
I say not this time. Is Dearlos attacking someone else?
Yes. So he just cast Spirit Guardians to defend himself, but he's going to attack Indy as well.
Is he using? Is it a save or is it a spell attack?
It's like a ranged spell attack. Like.
And I'm going to sentinel his ass.
All right. You will respond with your.
He can do 2 spells on his turn.
Bosses have to play funky with the rules to make
It's an action economy.
Action economy makes sense, so you just don't run over people. Because the minions are designed to fall within 2 to 3 rounds. And then what's left is 4 to 5 people versus 1 dude, and then he just dies immediately.
Yeah, that's okay. I was wondering if it's a spell attack.
Yeah, so it's similar to what that Necromancer did to Rex, but it's like a more potent version. The hand is bigger. It's more threatening. And it looks like it's about to touch Indy.
Yeah, I'll swing at him then.
All right. Does Spirit Guardians work? 18 will hit.
Sorry, what were you saying?
18 will hit. Does Spirit Guardians work exactly when you use it, or only on all their next turns thereafter?
I think it's when I start my turn.
Okay. So that's up. That'll
Ooh.
hit. And he will reach out to hit Indy. I'll make a con save for him as well.
Rashami, your speed is half, by the way.
He critically succeeded on the con save,
Oh.
I'm not going anywhere.
and it doesn't interrupt the attack, right? It still makes it. You just get to respond, right?
Yes.
Okay.
If he was moving, it would stop him moving.
All right.
He gets to still make the attack.
This is not with advantage with the first number. Man, he's rolling very close to critical hits. He's rolling a bunch of 19s, so you guys better watch out. That's a 27 to hit you, Indy.
Yeah. I think that hits. Yeah, I'll have to double check.
He didn't roll great on damage though. He rolled average damage, so it's only 10 necrotic.
Okay.
But when that hand touches Indy, similar to how when he touched Urashimi, he seemed to regain some vitality. Strange as it sounds with his face looking so skeletal.
Stop eating my friends.
They just taste so delicious though.
Indy would, yes.
I am a very tasty person.
The flavors are so
Spicy.
different. Yours is more rustic and spicy.
I don't like that at all.
His is like young like veal.
Stop describing it. I don't like this.
Mhm.
But that's his turn. And next on the old turn list is Necromancer 1, who's very hurt. She's looking around her frantically for something to do, and just says, "Arise!" And 2 skeletal boys pop up around her and move into attack.
Skeleton
Boys.
boy.
Which are under undead. I'm sorry I haven't checked the stream in a while. I get sort of caught up, or Discord. I get sort of caught up in the session, so I don't check those as often as I would like. So I apologize. But skeletal boys come up, 2 of them. Boom. Some real good stats for him here. Yay, I'm adding more tabs to my already cluttered. Okay. To my already cluttered little screen here for those that are watching the stream, or that will watch the VOD later. And you should be able to see his name. Yeah, here we go. And she sends them scurrying off to attack Evelyn. Because you're the closest one she can see. Cax has poofed. And they're going to swing on you. They're not great. They suck, but they're going to try. Skeleton 1 will try to attack Evelyn with... Oh, well, 21 to hit.
It hits.
And 18 to hit is the second one.
The second one misses.
Alright. So they have rusty swords and short bows and sort of lumber over to you. And one swings his rusty sword, finds a gap in your armor and hits. The other one bounces off your shield. The damages for the first one is 3. He rolled minimum damage. Oh man, he's trying his best. And that is her turn. Rashemi, I need you to
My
make a...
shield was on before, right?
Yes, so this is in a lit area. It has not been transformed into a bad area by the Queen of Air and Darkness or anything like that. So it's still well lit. There's light coming through the canopy
No, I
of
was
trees
making
and
sure
stuff.
that like I had not forgotten that I did not turn my shield off.
Yeah, your shield can emit light if you want it to. It just let me. There's no mechanical benefit, but it might be comforting because it's
No, I just put
sunlight.
it over everything.
Roshani, give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh. That's not how it works. Oh.
That is not good. You take 12 necrotic damage as these scythes begin to reap. Koro, run!
I just, I will second wind and say, I'm not gonna leave you here. This place sucks.
You hear Ladrin in the back. It's not so bad once you get used to it.
Why don't you help us out, baby? So it's D10 plus the fighter level, right?
Yes, I believe so. So, D10 plus 6. It's a bonus action, right?
It'd be 5. Yep.
Oh, right, you're a barbarian. Sorry, yes, plus 5.
I'm a tiny little barbarian.
And baby barbarian.
Baby. Oh, baby.
Alright.
Oh,
Ooh,
come on.
well, 8's better than nothing.
8 is better than nothing. Rashemi's baby, but only as a barbarian.
I see
Then
you
I
have
will-
grown in ability. Pity it won't be enough.
We'll see about that. I've got a
Yeah,
bunch
you said
more
you
friends this time.
insulted you. Baby.
That'll hit him. Alright.
Baby.
Dang, you're swinging. You can't even cast shield.
I know. I'm wise to your way.
You see, he has entered the, if you play MMO, RPGs, or WoW or something, he has entered rage state. So he's going to get a bit serious now.
What are you doing?
And someone is killing ears. He needs to make 2 con saves with advantage. Ooh! Oh, first one was success, the second one failed. Spirit Guardians goes away.
Good, they hurt.
You did hit him, right? Yeah, you use a melee attack. As his reaction, he will do the same thing. He will grab you again.
Give me a pep talk.
Well, that's not the kind you want. It's not constructive criticism, more like destructive, because
So,
it's
now
draining
I
the
need
life out
to
of
do
you.
your best.
Destructive criticism.
That's only a 14 to hit, though. That probably misses you.
That actually misses.
Yep. Man, you rolled 6 to attack. On attack. That's not good. Alright. That's what happens if you roll poorly. Okay. His turn is... Or your turn is done. Sorry. And now it is Caxier's turn. Necromancer 1 is looking frantically around for you, Caxier. Scanning the trees.
It's Shia LaBeouf.
Your first attack was with advantage, and because of that, you will get your sneak. No. You have to use your full action to attack or cast a spell. Because you're hidden, if you want to, next turn you could really lay a smackdown by throwing 3 daggers out. Casting haste is usually your full action, but I will allow you to throw out the 1 dagger. The 1 dagger if you cast haste on yourself. Just one, though. That will be with the advantage and sneak. Alright, so your perception of time... words are hard sometimes. Your perception of time changes as you cast haste on yourself, and its time seems to slow down for you. Oh my god. So you kill this during one hit. They're looking around, they say, "Where are you?" And you just whisper "here" as the dagger goes right into their eye zone, and they're dead.
Oh my god.
But you are now revealed to everyone, so if you want to hide, you'll have to move somewhere else. Yes, Cax is back. For those watching the stream, or the VOD later, Cax is our champion of crits. I think the most she rolled in a session was 6 once. That resulted in 9 overall for that episode, 9 crits in total, of which she had 6. You'll have to move because they have seen the dagger fly out, so you need to move somewhere else if you want to hide. Alright, where do you want to go? You can go show with Rex. You'll have to be in these, to hide you'll have to be in the borders of this battle, in the trees, sort of. Now you are hasted, so your movement speed is double, I believe, so you do have 60 feet of movement. Alright, and you can attempt to, then bonus action, hide again. Just do a stealth check. High fives Rex as you stand right next to him, just crouch real row Skyrim style. No one can see me now, lol. 15 is not great, but you are reasonably stealth for those farthest away from you. Diralos seems to know where you are, but the other ones don't. Alright, Indy, it is your turn.
Okay. Sorry, finishing eating.
Necromancer 3 is bloodied.
Necromancer is bloodied. Okay, yeah, I'll attack Necromancer for 3 with my rapier. Actually,
Thank you! What Lydia
Necromancer
says.
3.
That's a hit.
Yeah, it is. Don't know I still have advantage, but whatever.
First, even with the first one is what counts. 10.
10 cold damage.
So 10, wherever you hit them, you're just aiming for center of mass, or seems like most appropriate. So
yeah, I'd say I could right face.
well, face would be a kill shot, so it doesn't kill them, but
I'll like that, like the left arm.
yeah. So that arm begins tensing up. You see the frost begin to envelop. Let's say their forearm and their bicep, their upper arm as well. But they shake it, and the frost begins to dissipate and fall. Yeah, they're pretty hurt now. Bonus action, movement.
Sorry. Bonus action. We're going to needs healing right now.
Lydia and Rashemi.
Charmaine, Lydia.
Lydia is 16 out of 4. Lydia is 16 out of 48, and Rashemi is 32 out of 59.
I'll heal Lydia right now. I'll cast Healing Word. Because it's a bonus action.
Yep.
I'll cast it at 3rd level.
Dang.
Critical fail on the healing. It's only 8 points.
So she says, "Thank," and the second one comes out as you, like normal. Say, "Thank you." Oh, I feel better.
At least we know that works.
Want to stay
Yeah.
hydrated?
My spell is just a bottle of water.
It's some orange slices.
Yeah. And Gatorade.
Hey, don't look it down orange slices and Gatorade. Alright, Rex.
Okay. Do I have the spell even prepared? No. Is the spirit thing still up?
No.
Excellent.
Rashemi swinging for like 28 and whatever. And 24.
Sure.
Um,
I'm gonna go ahead and Scorching Ray. Can you cast that? Sorry, I need to read the spell.
I believe for every spell, every upcast, it's another ray.
Yeah, I'll cast it at 3rd level.
It's 2d6.
Because both these necromancers are still up and looking okay, right?
Yeah. 3 is bloodied. 2 is not. 2 has, as far as you know, has only been hit by your magic missile. So for 3 damage.
Okay. I will target. I think you've let me in the past kind of hit them as I see fit. Like.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just gonna try to take down 3, and then any excess
Alright.
is gonna go to 2. Shit. Too many tabs in roll 20. Pachoo.
Hit. Miss. Hit. So that is
3 hits.
14. Sorry, 13 plus 17 damage.
Yeah.
If that last one hit, they would have been dead, but they're still alive.
They're number 3.
Yes.
Okay, so all 3 went to 3.
Yeah, they are clinging on to life. Yeah, scorch marks, burn marks over their face, where they managed to move their head out the way as the ray went by, so it peeled the flesh back, cauterizing the wound, of course, as well. So their visage is disturbing now, to say the least. Smell of burnt clothes and flesh.
I think my movement speed is halved. Is that right?
Is it?
Because I got hit by that hand.
No.
Oh, that wasn't Chilling Touch or anything?
No. Give me an Arcana check.
Oh, okay.
Also, hello.
Yeah, I know
Boom.
exactly.
Okay, so this looks like it's a necromancy spell, but it's similar to Chill Touch, in that as far as like the appearance goes, but the effect is different. It does necrotic damage, of course, but this returns a portion of the damage dealt back to the caster as health.
Gotcha.
So it doesn't do anything else other than that. So you're free to move.
Alright. I'll just keep. I'll reposition myself, I guess.
So yeah.
That's my turn.
Alright. Lydia is just gonna... What would she do in this situation? She is gonna swing on Necromancer 3. Just a sec, Eveline. And she's gonna hit Necromancer 3. Or try to. Ciao! I can't see what I rolled because I have so many tabs open. This is gonna be a nightmare for the stream and for... Okay, yeah, 25 to hit. Yep, that hits. So that person is dead. So she just, like, slices Necromancer 3 diagonally, shoulder to hip, and then turns and rounds on Skeleton 1. Blarg.
Nice job. Keep it up, team.
And she is going to swing with her second attack. Oh! She critically hit. It just turns into dust before her. It's like right down the prime meridian from skull to, between the legs, just in half.
Elvis.
Pelvis. That's the word I forgot.
Taint.
Penis.
Taint's very crude and wouldn't suit Lydia.
I say tip to taint, Lydia.
She gives a grimace when you say that.
It's Venus.
Does she have any bonus actions she can do?
Bonus action.
Crunch.
She does have one, but I forgot to do it, so we'll just forget. We'll just keep that aside. She'll keep that in the pocket for next turn. She has Zephyr Strike. I forgot to use it.
Did she give him a bow there?
Stop. Stop. Word jail for all of you.
Why can't you make puns when you're giving inspiration?
Because I'm under pressure.
God, just
Okay.
you're done.
India, for Christmas, I'm buying you a pun book.
Oh god, you can't. I'll use them all up in every other scenario other than.
All right. Next is Necromancer 2. She is going to. Man, Lydia is generating all the threat, and I don't want to murder my NPC, but she's doing so much damage besides Rashemi. Like her and Rashemi, and Rex, actually, the damage dealers. So.
I was surprised that Deerless didn't kill her outright. I would have been like.
Well, his turn's coming up, so we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Because she is generating, she and you and Rex now are generating some threat. Cax too, but she's invisible to most people except Gerlos. 2 is going to what would they do? Alright. She is going to cast a spell that envelops all of you boys and girls in the center.
This is the boss?
No, Necromancer 2. And as usual, I will use...
boys, girls, and tabaxis.
Yes, and cat people. I will use Venning, as always, to denote. He's not exactly here, but he's here to denote as a token to say how 20-foot radius sphere on Venning. So a whole lot of down there. And I would do green, but the background's green, so I'm gonna go yellow for a 20-foot radius, and I want everyone in this. He's gonna try to get as many people as possible. And he'll put it right here, because Deerlos is immune to poison because he is a dead boy. Fun fact.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did Deerlos cast this?
No, Necromancer 2.
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
Also, Cax, I don't think that is back yet.
I think they're there listening on their phone, but not.
Wait, no, they're not. They're not in voice chat.
Okay. Yep. So this cloud descends on the battlefield. And it's a noxious fume. It's similar to what Indy does when he does Sticking Cloud, but this doesn't just make you retch, it's invading your lungs and causing you to cough up blood and whatnot. And on all of your turns, something bad will happen if you don't pass a Constitution saving throw.
Can I cast Stinking Cloud and get rid of it?
No, I think it'll just make it worse.
I mean, I can't see the thing. I just see Venning.
Oh, I forgot to make the radius available to everyone. Nope.
I can see it.
Yeah, because you control Venning is why.
It's your bird.
Alright. There. Can you see it now?
Venning.
Can see it now.
Alright.
Why does your bird betray this party all the
I'd
time?
like to
Rex?
dismiss Venning.
I like that plan.
He's using my bird's token.
I usually it's like right there, and it's no one's using him in he's right there under the franchisee tab, so he's he's within reach.
Flavor.
It's like how Jerry uses
Imagine a dark venom.
when he uses
Ooh.
Cathris's familiar. I forgot his name. The sweet snake boy.
Lagodi,
Lagodi. He uses Lagodi for the enemies on the turn list.
the best boy.
But yeah, so you guys will begin coughing, but on your turn, it will be something will happen because you're all starting in this cloud. And then she looks for Rex
Do I have to make a saving throw or anything?
on your turn, and she looks for Rex, and
Okay.
she's going to cast that touch spell. 23 to hit you, Rex.
Yes.
All right, 9 necrotic.
Just this time.
Yeah, it changes every turn.
Yeah.
9.
All right,
9.
and now it's Aveline's turn. As soon as you start your turn, Aveline, yeah, Constitution saving throw from you.
Hey, Rashemi, are you immune to any specific damage?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
All right, and so you do succeed, so you only take half of 5d8.
I have a question, Nate.
Yes.
Which necromancer summoned the skeletons?
Oh, that's true. One did, and they are dead. So it is a wild undead now. It's just going to attack the creature closest to it.
Or I didn't know if it like
Did.
became.
No, it's still there. Whenever you how the spell works is whenever you forget or choose not to re-up it, the undead's still there. He just no longer under control. So he's attacked the closest living creature next to him because that's how undead do. Which unfortunately for you, Aveline, is you.
Well, it depends. I could move.
All right, so you take 12 poison damage, Aveline. As this stuff fills your lungs and causes you to cough out blood and mucus and gross black bile and gross stuff.
Yeah, I should have.
Is it my turn?
It is your turn. You could, while it's on the, you can dispel it now since it's on the field.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to wait and see what the boss did.
I mean, I could dispel it,
Feel free.
but like that.
That would save a
Spell
lot
slots.
of damage.
That's true. Ooh, glad I can't heal anybody.
Do it. You can do it.
Stopping
I'm-
damage is like pre-heal.
Yeah,
Now
it's like free healing.
keep
right?
in mind,
Yeah,
you
I'm gonna dispel some.
this is not a 3rd level spell. It is a 4th level spell, 5th level spell. So you'll have to roll to beat it.
Yeah, how would they fit all the spells?
DC is 10 plus the spell. DC is 15 then. And you get to roll with your spell casting ability. So it's a D20 plus your wisdom modifier.
It's a what?
So since it's a higher level than 3rd level, you have to roll to counteract it.
Yeah, yes, I understand it.
DC
So
15,
wisdom.
DC 15,
Thank you.
and you're rolling a D20 plus your wisdom mod. You got it.
I rolled a 14 plus my wisdom modifier.
Yeah, you got it.
My spell attack modifier is +5.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this,
I have 20 wisdom.
so you sort of do
Wisdom.
you do a prayer to Lathander to remove this foul stench from the area?
She does. She goes, Lathander, I'm really irritated. Can you like help?
All right, you feel there's still sunlight filtering in the air. You feel comforted by the sun's rays. Sort of as soon as you pray
And it
this.
comes out of my shield for the record.
Yeah.
Because I've decided.
Well, it's from the shield and it's from the sky. There's sun all around you as it sort of washes over this cloud, and just as it does, the cloud seems to like disappear. So venting, I'll keep venting in reserve in case another necromancer or the boss casts this spell, but it's gone for now.
Is that Cloud Kill?
Yes, it was Cloud Kill.
Good spell.
It is no longer Cloud Kill. Right?
It is gone now. But you still have a bonus action, and you have movement still, Aveline.
I'm gonna risk this opportunity attack. No.
Well, they're
No,
dead.
I'm
Yeah, Skeleton 1's he's still here. I thought you meant Necromancer, I'm sorry.
Skeleton 2 is there.
Yeah, one of the Skelly boys is there. They'll go on Necromancer 1's turn. Because they're the ones that summon them.
Okay.
I'm gonna go right there.
Alright. Necromancer 3, dead. Deerlos. He looks at you, Rashemi, smiles.
Ow. Their skull.
It's a rictus grin. There's
All the time.
there's just flesh there, but it's like flesh on bone essentially. Like there's almost no muscle, so it's like very taut and gross looking.
That was just big. Gone.
He's gonna go here. He's gonna cast a spell. This spell is going to affect Rashemi, Aveline, Indy, Lydia, and Skeleton 2.
I would like
Not
to
Skeleton 2.
This is a spell known as Cone of Cold.
Yeah, I'm gonna counter
This is-
that.
Yeah. Can
That.
I?
You gonna need a roll?
Yes, you need a roll.
No. Have a birthday. Have a birthday.
You okay, look at your bird thing, and Rex is still gonna counter it.
I'm gonna assist.
How do you assist?
It's the cutting words, right?
Cutting this is not. It is a save.
Cutting words would let you reduce the
Dang.
damage it would do, but
Okay.
countering it would. But I can add.
It's also known as
Okay. Sorry.
What
Yeah.
do I need to roll? I'm sorry.
I gotta look
A
here.
D20 plus your spell ability
Yeah.
modifier, apparently.
So it's basically it's a D20 plus your your intelligence modifier, and you're looking for a 15, I believe.
D20.
And you have your inspiration.
And I can decide to use that after I roll, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Doesn't matter.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's
Oh.
beautiful. Chef kiss.
So
How about no, dear listener?
he sighs in annoyance.
That would be my last one of those, so buckle up.
He sighs in annoyance. Where is his?
What do you mean, Rex? I still have a 3rd level spell.
Okay, there it is. That's why I can't see
I
it.
don't.
And the brain has Revivify, so it's fine.
Okay.
He sighs in annoyance. Rex looks at you and just says, "Yep, die."
Oh god.
Now I need you, now Rex, to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, damn it.
Oh,
And I will definitely add my D8.
yes. All right, you'll take half damage from this.
Good one.
It's okay. This is fine.
So he rolled a 53.
Okay.
He cast the spell Harm.
At least I'm not dead.
So it's 52. Half of 52 is 26. Right?
I'm unconscious by 3.
All right.
Ooh.
Shit. I'm surprised he didn't just use that on me.
He wants to play with you some.
It's not very important. That's a good place to start.
Luckily, you did not. You succeeded. If you had succeeded, if you failed in the save, your health points would have been reduced by 53. So you would have been, I think, just murdered.
Yeah.
Good use of Bardic Inspiration.
Yep.
You think about the words Indy didn't say.
Mm-hmm.
Think
I
about
feel like
the.
Indy
Think about,
silently judges us
yes.
when we cast.
Think about my disappointed stare.
I feel like it's what you do though. I feel like Indy's thing is like just judging you silently.
Yeah, that's good goof. I like that.
And
I just strum my guitar and just stare. Or my lyre and just stare.
as with all necromantic spells Dearlos seems to cast, he regains some vitality from that happening. Actually, there's a thing for this he can do. Do. Yeah. Hit points equal to twice the spell's level, or 3 times the necromancy spell. So 3 times 18 health back. Alright, and that is his turn. And he says to you, Rashemi, 1 down.
I say, okay, I'm a little interested. What did Rex taste like?
He thinks for a moment, he's trying to, it's like, how old is Rex?
He's like 45.
Okay, so he's like, a well-aged fatty steak.
He was very lean.
Books.
Yeah, he doesn't get out, he doesn't exercise much, that's where the fat comes from, is what he's saying. I'm not saying Rex is fat, but that's how you would describe it. Because of that.
Is it my turn?
Necromancer 1 turn, so it's the skeleton is just going to attack Aveline. Nar. 18 to hit, another miss. Man, if it was anyone but you, he'd be hitting. He's such a good boy. He's trying his hardest.
This is really good skeleton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With only a +4 to hit, it's pretty good. He keeps on rolling 18s. Alright, yes, it's now your turn, Rashemi.
Alright, let's whack at him.
Hit. Oh. He's gonna be a D-bag, and he's gonna say, not so fat. Wait, that would still hit him. Yeah, so only the first one hits him. Sorry. He has shield. Is why I said he's gonna be a D-bag. 22 would still hit him.
Okay. They say you're a D-bag.
That's the DM speaking, not him.
D-bagalos.
And that is his turn. Or your turn, Rashemi, I'm sorry. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Caxier. Alright. First is with advantage, because you are stealthed. So -10 to hit, right? No, -5 to hit for a +10. That still hits. So your other ones are only with... Once the first one hits, they see where you are. So the second one is not... The second two, or the second and third one are not with advantage. So first one is currently at 19 plus sneak. So roll for sneak. Your other ones do still hit, though. And then -12 for the other two. Cax may one-shot this person depending on how well she rolls. Sneak is 7. Nope, they're still up. Alright.
Oh, there's a lot of...
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't completely destroy this person who has... Sneak is only for when you have advantage, and you can only do it once per turn. Advantage or when an enemy of theirs is next to them. Alright, so that's Cax's turn. You can attempt to, of course, move and hide again as your bonus action. Necromancer does, of course, now see you, that you have, stabbed her. So you'll have to move from that spot. You have 60 feet of movement. Yes, you are still stealthed. Alright. Indy,
Mm-hmm.
you're hale and hearty.
Yeah, I've been hit like once.
Yeah. Alright, it's your turn.
Come on, Indy.
I'm going to cast. There you go. My favorite spell, Thunder Wave. Now it's Thinking Cloud.
I mean,
It's-
I dig
it's-
any.
Now, the necromancer in front of you is dead. They're dead.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go over to the other dude.
Alright. 30 feet movement. 6 squares,
Yeah.
1. So you can get here, you can get here.
Scroll below over.
Yeah, you can get well, Thunderwave is a 15-foot cube, so you can get
Yeah.
you will be on their western side of them. So you can't get south of them, but you will push them towards the trees where Cax is.
Perfect.
They
So
still
I'm
don't
not-
see Cax though, so it's fine.
Yeah.
So you dealt
Good.
7 damage to them. Well, let's see if they save or not. Con save. DC's are not. Man, everyone has got like super high modifiers. You got those 20s. Alright, con. Oh, they critically failed. Push back 10 feet and they take 7 damage. They are still alive, but they're past bloodied. They are hanging on to life. Would you like to inspire anyone?
I would like to inspire Caxer.
Ho ho.
Oh Jesus! Everything broken. Oh Jesus! Oh God! Oh no!
What are you doing?
Oh no! My app broke.
Well, I did add the marker to Cax's token, so they are inspired. I don't know how many markers. I don't know how many more inspiration you have, but I think I've only used 2, so
Yeah.
you should have at least 3 left. I think.
Yep, I have 3 left, but the app glitched out.
All right,
So I rebooted it.
Rex. I need a death saving throw from you.
Yeah, you would. How do I do that?
Hey, just roll a d20 and don't roll.
Roll the d20 and don't suck.
Hey, 1 success.
I'm debating on letting you die.
Also, Nat has joined, so I don't know if I'll put them in a turn order once refresh it.
Debating on letting Rex die. Debating on letting Rex die.
Lydia will not let Rex die. She's running over there to try to heal you with lay on hands.
Only I had
Oh.
gnosis. When you died, Rex.
That's
A
a
grim dark
great idea.
betrayal.
Those, I could really.
I don't know who that
Also,
is. That's what Lydia says.
Lydia ruining my turn. It's so frustrating.
Okay, if you want to, she's
No, Lydia can do her
whatever
thing.
you want
I'm
to do.
just saying, it just changes what I'm gonna do.
She has seen your maybe she's felt the healing intent from you, and you don't feel like you're up to heal Rex, so she's moving in that direction. She will move. She only has 6 feet, of course. Actually, she will bonus attack. She will use Zephyr Strike, which increases her movement speed, I believe. Oh, their movement just doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. It doesn't increase how much they... Oh, no. Their speed increases by 30 feet until the end of that turn. Ho ho.
No, Evelyn's gonna heal Rex. Is what she's going to do.
Oh.
Joanna's
Oh.
debating on.
Well, she will cast Zephyr
when-
Strike on herself. Which, oh my god, that's a hit. She kills this necromancer. If not, I'm gonna cast. So she has used 2 spells then, because she's also
Another.
going to Divine Smite too. So she just smites this necromancer and shears them in half with holy fire. And they're dead. She sees Rex's unconscious form. He's like, I'll get to you in a second. She also doesn't provoke opportunity attacks, which is good for Zephyr Strike. So she's going to move all the way, not get stabbed by the skeleton. She has 60 feet left. So she's going to move. She was right here? No, she was right here. She moved 45 feet. She has 15 left. She looks at you, Abeline, like, you got him? Or what do your eyes say?
She can do it. Like, Aveline has a plan.
Yeah, so
Well,
because she's
really
going to
good-
move towards the boss or towards Rex, depending on what your eyes say.
She should move towards the boss.
Okay. She's going to move 3 more squares towards the boss. She gets here.
Cool.
All necromancers are dead. Okay, it's one less tab. Okay.
Necromancers are dead. Push me to the edge.
Cool. Channel Divinity.
All right. Ho ho.
Oh, hold on.
Well, the only one that would benefit was Rex with that. Rashemi's above half. Lydia's exactly at half.
I have to move, though.
Yeah. Skeleton will swing at you. Narf. 8. Oof. Misses. You've been a very stealthy... you're in a forest. This is like an assassin rogue's playground. There's so many places to hide.
Yeah, you're in like a perfect spot.
Okay. I move there. Perfect. Oh, I love when everybody's within 30 feet of me.
Yay.
Hey, Rex, you're up to half your hit points.
Hooray!
Hey, Rex, how many points is that?
A number. I will tell you.
You have 38, so that would be 19.
Cool, nobody else can benefit, right?
I believe so, yes. Everyone else is at half or higher.
Cool. And then bonus action, healing word. On Rashemi.
He could use it. He's the one face tanking Nirlos.
And I can do that because my thing is an action.
Yep. Yeah, it's not a spell.
Max healing.
12 to you, Rashemi.
12 heal.
Da, 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 da.
And I heal 3 hit points. You're welcome.
I'm gonna need it if he has another harp spell stuff.
He has
Yeah,
something else in
trying.
mind. He is going to do. Lenny, the betrayer, come back to us. Now this spell has a very wide area. So let me just increase old Vening's radius here, the aura around him to 60 feet.
That stink aura.
Do.
What the hell?
And he's gonna put it wherever he wants because he's immune to necrotic damage. He don't give an F. He is going to cast Circle of Death. I need all of you
Oh,
to make saving throws. What is the saving throw? Constitution saving throw.
Oh, nice knowing you guys.
oh God.
Yeah, I'll see you guys later.
I'm so over this.
Oh, I'm so good at constitute. Oh.
All right. If you failed, you take 35.
Oh no.
Hey, everybody, good to see you.
Oh, we're all eating the hell.
Hey,
This is a
kill me.
descent into a Avernus campaign.
Oh, I forgot Lydia. Is
I
Nat
rolled
here?
16.
That is not good enough for him.
Hey, come on, just give
His DC is 17.
Oh,
Constitution saving throw.
I'm taking how much?
Now you can inspire. Remember, for those of the die, you can add your die to it.
Oh no, I got a 13.
Don't forget. I don't know if it'll help. It won't help. It won't help Rex or Hana.
Can I hold on? I want to. How many times can I use?
did Lydia save?
Oh, I got to roll for her. Is Nat here, by the way? They're in voice and they're in roll 20.
How much damage should I take?
Save us.
35 necrotic. Let me see Lydia. What Lydia's at. Lydia might
So,
go
I'm at
down
0.
as well. Lydia!
I'm down.
Oh, yeah, she failed.
Oh,
Lydia's also.
and he has a skeleton.
No, it doesn't make that. It's just a wide area effect. It's 8d6. If you fail, it's full damage. If you succeed, it's half. Its wide area is what makes this spell a threat.
Whoa.
Yeah, 60-foot radius is an oof.
There's a lot of unconscious people.
Biggest dude.
I have a question.
Yes.
How much damage was it?
35 necrotic to everyone
Total?
that failed.
I am so glad I healed.
Yeah, me too, actually.
If I just
So
played
everyone
myself,
else.
If I'd just been selfish, I would have been fine.
He still has another action, right?
Yeah, well that, I feel like I'm going to let him slide on that one because he just knocked 3 members unconscious. He'll say, now we're down to more manageable levels of opponents.
I'm just foaming at the mouth at this point.
Doesn't this seem a bit familiar, young Rashemi?
Oh, and I do look scared. But I don't say anything.
One skeleton boy, who's closest? Because it'll be either Rashemi or... No, it's Rashemi. Oh,
Don't you dare.
he's looking at a +4, and it is piercing, so you have resistance to this. You're
I
good.
mean, you're the best one to take it right now, honestly.
That's true.
Okay.
Just the thought of the skeleton poking.
11 to hit. You good.
Okay, good.
It tries so hard, but it's bad. Man.
I know. He does try hard. I give him a knowing glance.
Alright, that's its turn. Rashemi, it is now your turn. Caxir, Rashemi, and Aveline are up. He is bloodied, though. That's why he entered his rage mode, so to speak.
Rashemi, through gritted teeth, will just say, I'd rather... It's better to go die than go back at this point. And I will swing some more at him.
Oh, and Nat joins the party.
Okay. Now
Hey,
you
hey,
join.
Nat, where was that thing near me where I would have succeeded that saving?
27 is a hit. Alright, I will slot you in. You will go right after. Technically, you're 20... Top the turn order. Technically, you're before, but he just went, so go after him. And you will be at the base of the stairs. Oops, sorry. Base of the stairs where you started. So you can move 60 feet with Ukman to get where you want.
Nate, that's a one-time spell, right?
He might have more in his back pocket. We'll see.
No, I'm asking about the circle of death. Like,
Yeah. Oh, sorry. It's gone
avoiding
now.
it.
Yeah. Venning is
Okay.
here. He's more. He's a well-adjusted, non-murderous boy now. Let's put him back down to a modest 15 and just move him out of the way.
He's like that bird that Jim killed a wizard.
All right.
Mhm.
27 hits. 19 hits.
Does he shield at all?
He does not shield. He will use his reaction. Actually, he will. He will shield. The second one will miss him. The first one will hit.
Alright, that's my turn. I breathe blood out of my mouth.
All right, Nat, it is now your turn. You come up. You were having a good hard think at the summer court, thinking about what it means to be cursed by the Queen of Air and Darkness. But now you didn't have the Eladrin's means of movement through the forest, so you had to gallop here with Ukman. Horns getting caught on branches. You know how it goes, but you eventually got here. Alright, yes, you can definitely do that.
He fought well.
Now, you do see Lydia, Indy, and Rex unconscious as well.
You also see Evelyn.
Aveline at 1 health. Cax, you don't see Cax because she's too stealthy for her own good.
It'd be really bad if she went unconscious while she was still.
Yeah, you see everyone is hurt. 3 of your party members are down. And yeah.
On this episode of I Shouldn't Be Alive.
On this episode of when the barbarian fighter runs into something without plan.
Alright.
It's passion.
It is
Nah,
passion.
That hits the skeleton. It is not enough to kill him, but it will knock him down, I believe.
Thank goodness I have a backup character, guys.
He's not good at the whole hit. Yeah, he's dead. So you knock him down with your horns, and then the hooves come down from the front and just destroy him. Shatter all of his bones back into dust. I'm going to remove him from the board because it's kind of cluttered up there with y'all. Put him back down to his friend. Next down to his friend.
Yeah, he deserves to be with his friend.
Alright, you half your movement. Luckily you still have enough to get to him.
Go, Nat,
down there.
go.
He has
Go,
shield
Nat.
up. And he's holding his hand off in a warding gesture from you. So his DC is a bit higher now, but you can swing at him twice. Miss. Hit. You want to spice it up?
Wait for the anticipation.
Alright. It's 2d8, isn't it? For a first? I could have sworn it's 2d8. And then an additional 1d8 for each level you upcast. Okay, yeah, I see it now. That's why. So extra 6 damage. Okay. Something strange happens when you cast Divine Smite, though. Spell still goes off. And I'm going
Such
to...
a magic might be weirder.
What happened? I gotta look it up. 1 second.
Huh?
So, funny story. I was going to have you do a mini magic explosion whenever you cast it, but that would kill Rashemi, so I'm not going to do that.
That would be hilarious, though.
Just not going to do that. Just a peek behind the DM screen. That's a no. Because I don't want a TPK
I mean,
here.
Technically, would it kill Rashemi or just not go unconscious?
I don't want a TPK. But what does happen instead, or no magic explosion, no arcane explosion, but what does happen is that's not the right one. If I want you to die, it's not because you did something stupid. That's why. If you're gonna die, it's because of that. I'm not gonna put you against an unwinnable fight. Sorry, I wrote out what the progression of you using spells are, and I forgot. Okay, so what happens is you turn into a plant already. You grow. So you're used to having fur. You grow a large feather beard. Not a feathery beard, a beard made out of feathers. So
You look freaking dope.
it's almost like, for you, it's almost like a lion mane around you, but it's all feathers of various colors and lengths.
Extremely furry.
Are you
And-
saying that our Tabaxi just literally evolved?
Possibly. You don't know how long this will affect you or last, but you also feel the urge to sneeze. Next time you roll, you on your turn, you'll need to roll a con save to see if you sneeze or not.
Alright.
And then the magical explosion.
All right, that's Nat's turn.
Well,
Rashemi just
first
went.
time I
Caxier.
3d8 and I got 2 on all of them.
All right. Keep in mind, shield is up. His AC is better than normal. That is a miss, even without sharpshooter. That is a hit, and the second one is a miss. Did you get sneak on the second? All right.
Oof.
He is still alive. Indy. Oh, sorry. Movement. Do you want to move somewhere? He knew where you were, by the way. You didn't get. That's why. So, yeah. His eyes seem to follow you no matter where you move.
That's creepy.
I don't like that.
Yeah, well, welcome to this crazy encounter now.
He's an undead. He can sense the living.
Who's this young woman in the background?
The young woman is the one who's kind of keeping us trapped, but apparently, from what we know, she's supporting Rashemi, but we don't know anything other than, like, she hasn't harmed us.
Yeah. So she is. I'll describe her. Yeah, she is straining. She is concentrating on this spell that you have entered into, not that you rushed into. It's like a haze, just like distortion, like a mirage around you. People aren't out of place, but that's the effect, sort of, the visual effect around you. The spell prevents people from leaving this area. You would have. It's old magic. She did not use material components, so she is substituting her own life force instead. So that's what's happening. Cax is gone, hid. His eyes still seem to follow you, though. Indy, death saving throw, please.
Yeah, but I do actually thought about that. Yeah.
I mean, it's still at least 2 more turns.
I mean, I can't help everybody, so do your best.
I can just do roll 1d10.
Do your best. Do
I will remind you, Lydia has healing abilities
Roll a
as well.
D20, Indy.
Oh, yeah.
Success.
Yeah.
2 more and you'll be stable.
Good.
Now it is Rex's turn.
So I guess you need a death save.
Yes.
Hey, Rex, don't roll bad.
I'm awesome. Told you.
Success.
Yeah.
Lydia. On her turn,
Hey,
we'll roll.
Lydia, I don't care if you really die. But, like,
No! She's a sweet girl. You tricked her into being your underling. How could you?
Lydia was an MVP this fight.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
killed
I do love
two.
her.
She killed 2 necromancers and a skeleton. Oh, she succeeded just barely.
You guys remember Lydia?
Man,
Yeah,
remember how
like-
she?
Jim Dark Magic Scientist? Okay, what am I
She's
gonna
right
do on
over
my
there.
turn? Crap.
Okay, keep in mind, Lydia can heal as well.
Oh
You can
no.
miss her.
So I don't know if
So
that
can
alter.
Indy and so can Nat.
I know I don't know if that alters your priorities, but she has
Oh, I have priorities.
she has
Shit.
she has lay on hands still, and she has, I believe she has healing word as well.
Okay.
Yeah, she does have healing word. She has 10 more points of lay on hands.
Okay. Who did she lay on hands?
After the fight with the
Got it.
fairies,
Got it. Yes,
she used
yes,
lay on hands,
yes,
so you wouldn't
yes,
have to use a
yes,
spell.
Oh God. It's not really a question. How bloody is the bad guy?
You're not certain because he's undead.
Cool. Cool.
But he
Wait,
looks
he's undead?
as in he's not
Yeah, I
he's
didn't know he was undead.
he's transitioning
Oh, okay,
into
yeah.
undead.
Oh.
Like he's not there yet.
That-
He hasn't
that
gone
makes it-
full lich yet.
That makes a difference for like damage shit.
Yeah. But he's very skeletal in appearance. He does some skin, but it's pulled very tight against his skull, so it gives him a very skeletal appearance. but he's not there yet.
He's a semi-lich.
Yeah, he's close to, I don't know the exact terminology, but he's like in the process. He's like, if they were 10 steps to becoming a lich, he's on like step 6 or 7.
The 12 steps to becoming a lich.
Die.
Admitting
Someone
you want to
die.
pull off this mortal coil.
Okay, y'all. You can either each have 6 hit points, except for Cax,
If it gets him back in action economy, that might be good. So
or I can heal one of you more.
I think it'd be better if we all got.
Cool, I'm gonna-
Build a bunch of us up.
It won't be up that hard though, and I'm afraid he's just gonna kill you all. That's my concern.
he does seem to be, now that you're all weak and or dying, he seems to be focused on that.
Cool.
He might direct his ire towards them on his turn.
Yeah, I will channel my freaking divinity.
All right.
And I can't give much, but I can, oh, actually, that's a really good idea. I channel divinity Rex, Lydia, Indy. 6 each.
You need yourself for any?
Myself for 6.
How much did I get? I'm sorry.
You get 6 hit points.
6.
6.
So Rex, you are in the danger zone though.
What does that mean?
And I have to debate if I want to give Rashemi hit points right here, if I should just heal. No, Cax, you're too far away. And stealthing.
Yeah, she would have to actively look for you to find you, Cax, because you hid so well. You don't have 25.
Onyx, can you please get down from the thing?
So Aveline has 7, Indy has 6, Lydia has 6, Rex has 6.
I have 6 more to divvy out.
Rashemi will be good because he's face tanking Dyrlos. So
Yeah, but I have a plan for that. Okay,
Dyrlos does go next.
exactly. Oh, I
I'm
know.
not getting up. I still look dead.
Okay.
Di-
So I'm gonna give Rashemi the other 6. Okay, you can leave her up the half. And then I'm casting for my bonus action healing word at 2nd level.
yes. All right. Who are you casting this on?
Oh, Rashemi. I
Okay.
am in the Rashemi boat.
I can breathe.
I can't believe you turned Rashemi into a boat.
I can fight.
Hey, Rashemi, you get 14 points of healing back.
A
Take 14 points of negative damage.
I heal 6. I heal 10.
nice. Yeah, because of your thing. So danger zone
Oh, yeah.
is basically if you fall unconscious 3 times in a day, the 3rd time you die.
Oh.
What?
It's to prevent corpse dragging in a fight.
I never knew that.
I've never heard of that.
It's something that's a house rule I implemented because I had a person who would just healing word the same person over and over again so they would never die. Like, I'm up, I hit you once, I'm down. I'm up, I hit
see,
you
that
once,
would've
I'm
been
down.
nice to know before joining the game.
It hasn't really come up yet.
Till today.
That makes being a grave cleric really hard.
And that's, I'm gonna move. Oh god, I have to stay where I am. I'm gonna move to the left.
Oh yeah, but it only lasts a day, so if you get through this encounter and there are no more fights planned for the day, so you should be good. That's why I said the danger zone. So try to.
Rex just makes himself comfy.
Yeah, he pretends to be dead still. All right. Dearlos's turn. He says, "Oh, I see. We have another person who has joined us. Just sit tight there, Shimmy. I will deal with this individual, then get on to you." He has some spells he's going to use. He has one more harm spell that he's going to use against Nat as a welcome.
Good, because it would kill me.
Look, I tried.
If anyone could take a harm spell, it's not.
Constitution saving throw.
Alright, I'm pretty good at those.
Are you immune to necrotic damage yet?
No, I didn't know paladins could do that.
Life resistant, at least.
Yeah, that's an
So, luckily, you take. Your health points are not reduced, and you take half damage of 66, so you take 33 necrotic damage.
Oh my god.
That's his last big boy spell, though. He doesn't have any more of those.
Welcome to our fight.
Thanks. How do I change this?
I think you rolled exactly his save too.
His save is 17, so you rolled one above.
Now it's my turn.
Now it is your turn.
Come on, Nat. Come on.
Okay, so Oakman is going to move down to here with 15 feet of their movement, and then they still have a bunch left because their movement is 30, allowing them to move the 20 feet
To
straight
charge.
forward that
He
they
will
can.
shield as soon as he sees this. Will depend on the rolls, but he doesn't want to get knocked down. He's too proud a man to be knocked down.
Oakman isn't very good at hitting things.
No, that will miss him anyway.
Get on the ground, old man.
But now it's my turn. What else can I do?
You can hit him really hard in the face. every day.
He is close to death, I will say
Oh
that.
yeah, should I make my
We
save
know
to see
he's
if
a
I sneeze?
witch.
I'm sorry, what?
Make my save. To see
Oh
if I
yes,
sneeze?
con save, please.
I'm also good.
Okay.
I
Something
forgot
funny
about that, but
happens.
it's Okay.
Hey,
did you add your own aura in there?
Yeah, their
Oh,
aura's
no.
in there. That's what the +6 is for. So
Otherwise, not +6.
So what happens is when you sneeze, all the feathers fly out. They don't do any damage. They just fly out and flutter about. But something also happens when you sneeze, okay? In addition to the feathers flying out, have any of you ever seen a deferred fox?
Oh my gosh.
All of your hair falls out too. Just thump, all your pink and red hair, magenta hair falls down, and there's a halo around you of this fur in a heap.
It'll be fine.
No, you have taken no damage, but you have no fur anymore.
I blame this on you. And I'm gonna miss over and over.
It isn't rolling. It's not rolling hits. It's rolling damages.
Just doing that again. I'm going on. I click on action. So I click on pancake. And just click on the beyond 20 thing.
Hit.
There we go.
Hey.
Even with that does not kill him. Even with shield, it will not. He will frantically put up shield, but it doesn't stop it. You break on through. 6 damage. Don't have to kill him though.
Well, good thing I'm smiting again.
All right. You do
Another
also have a
second
second attack as well.
I'm smiting. I
All
think
right.
this is
I just
it.
want to let you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we
Besides,
go.
I still
Let's
have-
see. He's very close to death. This might do it.
I just gotta go to like 50 different. Click on
All right.
50 different
Nat.
things to see what
The latecomer. How do you want to do this?
I'm just gonna be just seething with anger. Just be like, oh my god, this stupid spell stuff. I'm gonna get this fixed, and then just whack him right in the chest as my usual,
All right. You
Ready in
you feel
explosions.
his entire like rib cage and sternum just crack under it as he's divinely smoked by your blow. This sunlight that's piercing through sort of like razor sharpens into like a magnifying glass and just zaps him as soon as you hit him as well. And when that hits that, you see the light from when you hit him sort of spread out, to starting from his chest, sprout to all of his like his limbs and his head. You see like these cracks form that where light is peering through, and then he just disintegrates into ash.
You weren't good enough to be a witch.
He says, "No, I have so much more to learn." And then he is disintegrated.
Does he leave behind anything, or does everything just get disintegrated?
Everything gets disintegrated that he's carrying.
Carrying.
Yeah,
That sucks.
so what about stuff he dropped when he
You
died?
can't even give us good loot.
Loot may be incoming. I'm assuming Rashemi, Koro, is running up to Vera.
Yeah, I run up
Also,
to-
there are still 3 of your party members who are. Oh, wait, you're all up. You're not unconscious. You're good.
Here, come over
Oh,
here. Everybody come
Lydia's hand out heals too, healing Evelyn and herself for 5.
Evelyn's going to start casting prayer of healing
All right.
with everybody. She's going to back everyone over and be like, "Come here," and she's going to cast. Take the
Everybody,
10 minutes and cast prayer of healing.
everybody come over to
Well, you also have +5, so she wants the healers to have health essentially. So she wants herself and you to be up.
Let's see. So I'll go ahead and give Rex, Indy, and Caxier all 10.
Does it help you if everyone gets 19 points for my prayer of healing?
Hey, that'll
With
help.
your to reassign who you're giving stuff to.
I mean, they're all almost dead.
Yeah.
I'm not too bad, honestly.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is that like I can give everybody 19 with prayer of healing. Like everybody gets 19. If you want to reassign who you're giving.
Yeah, so basically, if you add the 19 and you're still not, or if you don't need 10, just let me know.
How does Vera look?
She is strained. She releases.
I give her some
She
water.
doesn't release the spell, but she looks at you and says, she's like, she's very tired. She says, hey, Koro, how's it going?
You can stop now.
She says, just a little longer, just a little longer. I got just a little while left.
All right. Then I just sit on my knees in front of her.
Not when you get on health.
Yeah, I've got 23.
She
Well,
said-
I get the plus 19, so yeah, I'm good.
Or I could give you the 19, or I could give it to her.
Oh, if we're taking a
Oh,
short
okay, yeah,
rest,
go ahead and give it to her.
I give the young woman 19 health.
if we're taking
It
a
does
short
not
rest,
affect her.
Interesting.
Does she look like 8 years have passed?
She looks like, if you reach out to touch her, her skin is papery thin.
okay.
And I just sort of draw my hand back and just wait until she's
Yeah.
done.
And she says, it's good to see you again. I didn't think I would. It's been a while.
You kept them here this whole time?
She says, I couldn't let them sneak into Hashem. You know the damage they could have caused, the people they could have killed.
I guess if I had able to come back, I would have. He just doesn't seem to be able to find.
It's okay,
words.
it's okay. You did come back. You helped. I can rest now.
Yes. You could rest.
And then you see like and there's like a expression of pain on her face, and she says, I don't have long left, Rashemi. Your sword.
My sword? I hand it. I
Yeah.
Take out the
She
great
is. Which one do you give her? Or,
sword. Great sword.
yeah, you have 2 though. You have your one from Rashemin, and you have the one your +1.
I'll probably give her my old one then.
Okay. And she says, I'm sorry, I can't do more for you, but this is all I can do. Don't worry, Koro, everything will be okay. You can,
Understand.
he says, you can go back to Reshemin, a proud man.
With you,
She gives you a sad smile.
I'm just crestfallen. They will let me back in without you. Never.
And she says, if it's you, Koro, I know you can find a way.
I see.
And then
I
she,
left it behind so long ago. I don't know how I would even go back to them. They might just kill me outright.
she is alive, but just barely. And she says, no, I don't think they will. Show them this. Show them this. And she gives you a sweet smile, and she places her like papery thin hand, one on yours and one on the sword you're offering to her. And she says, I'll see you in a little bit. And when she says that, pieces of her begin to like flake off and drift away on the wind.
I cast Spare the Dying on her, Nate. It becomes stable.
And
At 0 hit
Infinity
points,
War
but
style.
stable.
This is not something that can. She has no life force left to. She has reached old age, essentially.
Is she technically a living creature?
Yes.
It says you touch a living creature that has 0 hit points.
I
The
put
creature
out my
becomes
hand
stable.
in front of Eveline.
And I look at him and I say, so you can give her a proper burial.
I just shake my head.
Okay.
And as she sort of blows away, like what her physical form blows away, you feel a strange, comforting sense from this great sword you're carrying now. And you're thinking about this, and you hear a whisper in your mind as you're pondering this weapon, and it's in Vera's voice. It just says Dauntless to you.
I'll put my forehead to it and just
And this is what Dauntless does.
slightly break down a little bit. Kind of muffled. You feel a lot of like subtle like heaving. An old friend. One I never thought I'd see again. But I got to see her one more time.
You're roboting out there a little bit.
At least you got to see her one more time. Not everyone gets to do that.
It's true. Many aren't so lucky. But yeah, he just continues to sob for a little bit. Just a little bit. Before,
I create a bonfire.
yeah.
As you're sobbing,
You created a bonfire on Rashemi.
as you're sobbing, Rashemi, you sob for a little bit. Everyone's comforting you and stuff like that. And then you hear a voice in your head, almost like a yawn. He goes, "What you crying about?" Didn't I tell you everything would be okay?
Well, you just died, so I'm pretty sad about it.
I mean, but I'm talking to you, aren't I? How can I be dead if I'm doing that?
I assume this is some liminal space where
I did not write it, put it in Discord, but I have it in the Roll20. Dauntless is a sentient weapon. It has Vera's personality in it.
I just assume that your ghost is here and is gonna pass on soon.
No, I'm here. I told you everything would be alright.
I don't see you.
No, I'm here.
He starts looking around. Are you
Here.
a ghost, a spirit in the flames, perhaps?
Don't make me hit you, Koro.
And then I'll look at the sword and be like, this is Wicklaran magic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not something they're fond of doing, but it's something I learned before we left.
Well, I must say I prefer your old form more, but this sword should be on my person at all times, at least.
She says, and she has a somber tone. And she says, "Well, fortunately, I had no life left in that form. I can only exist in this form now."
Well, maybe someday in the future, sometime in the future, maybe we can return you to a body, but we can think of that in the days to come.
Yeah, if you find someone, I wouldn't be opposed is able to do that. I wouldn't be opposed to it.
So you just in my brain.
No, I'm in the sword, and I can talk to you as long as you're attuned to it.
Okay, good. No mind reading then.
No, not really. I can just talk to you.
All right, good. Yes, that's good.
You have something to hide, Koro.
Absolutely not.
But Shammy, who you talking to?
Just myself.
Sounds like we're talking to that sword.
Okay.
Oh, also, I'm talking to the sword.
I'm a little concerned about.
You can
that
say hi to
for
everyone for
your
me.
time.
Well, it's a magic only the most powerful of witches can learn. You know, maybe not something you understand yourself, but
I don't know. I don't think I know anything about you,
Yeah.
actually.
You have heard his
We
name
can have a
repeated.
conversation.
She has called him Koro, not
I don't think
Rashemi.
I've heard that though.
You were all up close when she said it.
Oh.
Yes,
Oh, right.
spelled like that.
Yeah, that's my
Okarine?
that's my name.
I like it.
I left it behind a long time ago, but that was before I left home. I'm sure we can recount it more back with the elves.
I think that's a good plan. Cax, did you loot these bodies yet?
Let me do it. I got the bag.
a furless gnat is walking around.
Oh God, it's terrifying.
It's like a furless cat. It's just it's horrifying. Luckily, their armor covers up most of it, so.
The
Yeah.
necromancer summoned some foul fiend.
Would
You
not
get
be
it. You get
considered
it, Claire.
diseased?
No, it's an effect. It will wear off. Their fur will regrow eventually, but it'll take some time.
Oh, wait, I recognize the armor now. Apologies. Nat, I meant no offense.
That flips you off as they walk away.
That is.
And then they're gonna take, because they have an extra pair of clothing from vestments, religious clothing, yada yada. And basically, they're just going to use that to try to cover up anything that wasn't before. Which I
I was
mean,
gonna
wasn't
say it.
much.
If you needed clothes, I had clothes.
No, but now they're going to be.
All right.
I don't know. I feel like
Um,
religious clothing often has a hood. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You have a. You
How
get a
will the cover the
one.
spell?
Only one of them has a legible spell book. It is in Thayan though. It's a dialect of. It is a dialect of Common. And only one is legible. So you find that, and you find some gold as well. You find 100 gold in total.
When Cax is done looting the bodies, I want to burn them using the bonfire.
All right, yeah, you can throw them in. The only one that there's only 3 left, of course.
What was that? You said a spell scroll?
A spell book.
Oh,
A
spell book. Okay,
I will
good.
I will post what is in it later, or after the
I don't
session.
need to put that in the bag then.
And yeah,
I presume it's for Rex.
yep, probably it's a spell book. So
Yes, please.
Here you go.
all right,
I'm probably gonna have it.
and you burn all the bodies. It does, smells bad, of course. Anything else you guys want to do in this clearing, or do you want to head on back to the summer court and take the longest of rests?
Does somebody want to explain to me what's going on around here?
We would all like to know that.
Koro,
And we
you
can
should tell them
talk
more
about
about
it
yourself.
over dinner.
These are your
We can
friends, right?
talk about it
Yeah.
over dinner.
Vera is talking to you. She says, Koro, you should tell them more about yourself. They're your friends, right?
Yes, but I don't want to bore them. I'll put my arm around Indy and just sort of start walking.
The sword begins, vibrating angrily.
That's weird. Wonder why it's doing that. Maybe some magic in the area.
Can I get a sense if this place is like the vibe of the clearing we're in?
Vibe check.
Yeah, Arcana.
Yeah, a vibe check, or like a Lathander vibe check.
Lathander, it's not a religion check. You can try to do a religion check, but you don't know how successful it'll be
I
here.
just want to know if I need to
Consecrate the
Yeah.
area. Yeah, you can do that. Religion check. Arcana check for others who wanted to see what's on the up. Investigation will also work. You're not certain. I mean, you've already burned the bodies. You said your last rites and prayers to Lathander. You've consecrated the skeletons and remains and whatnot. So you think you've done all you can here, really.
Nat, do you have any holy water?
Let's see. I don't think so. I can make some.
Yeah, I could do it tomorrow too. I'm just thinking.
Rex, can I get an Arcana check from you, bud?
Sure.
Okay, this is very familiar to you. This scenery, this setup. It looks like, you don't know the exact details, but it looks like there's a Daedalus. Well, sorry, you don't know his name because that wasn't said. But this skeletal-looking fellow and his compatriots were attempting to open up a Fey crossing into the prime material, but they were unsuccessful in doing so. It appears that a young woman held them off or trapped them here, and prevented them from leaving this area. As to why she would go to such lengths to sacrifice herself to do so, you're not entirely sure about that.
Rex, do I need to make this ground less evil?
Would I know that based on that check?
There's not enough. It's the barest inkling of the start of a Fey crossing. Like if there were 12 steps to start a Fey crossing, they're on 2.
First step is admitting that you need to have a fake.
Yes, it's the most rudimentary beginning. Anyone, so you don't really feel the need to do anything, take further action to disrupt whatever was going on here.
Because like
Um,
Evelyn's viewpoint is like the raising the dead of the skeletons and like that kind of thing.
Yeah, you can certainly bless those bodies, say last rites over them, and
Oh yeah, and then she burns them.
yeah, and then burn them. That'll prevent them from being raised.
Shimmy just sort of looks. He's like, ugh, wasting your time in that elk. Worse than fiends, these creatures.
Evelyn
Oh,
says,
those are pretty bad.
so what I wanted to know
I'm
is,
doing it for the land, not for the.
what I want to know is the last time we saw Fey Crossing, there was a lot of components around. Is there anything like that in the area?
No, they have. There's no components. That's why I said it's like step 2. They have written out they've sketched out like a fifth of an outline of a circle to start it.
And idiots die to a
Yeah,
huge
it's not even fully like filled in, so to speak. That fifth isn't. Yes. Well, you found 2. You found one for Freya's, and the pool you entered, unbeknownst to you, was a Fey Crossing. A Fey Crossing is any portal into the Feywild.
Okay. I say we go back to the elves and take a long rest and pick up in 2 weeks.
Then we start on my
Unless-
thing.
Unless we pick up a pack. Dun dun dun.
Then we won't be doing my thing.
We'll just FaceTime you in.
I mean, is it Saturday?
I think it's Sunday is the
No.
plan.
What time?
I'm playing a D&D on
Sure.
Sunday. I'm like, yo,
Ooh. I don't know then.
Why don't we figure out the time and then I'll figure out. I'll see.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the episode. We have you guys get back to the Ladrin's like, oh, you all survived. That's good. Let me direct you back towards the summer
We're
court.
all fine.
And he has this curious way of navigating. It takes about a minute, and you are back in the summer court. Now, you had to run all the way here for a good 30 minutes to an hour, and he got you back in a minute. So
That would have been helpful.
he was not there though. He was on this side of it. But yeah, so you're back in summer court. Beds are prepared for you, so you can rest, relax. You can bathe in a spring, get the blood and dust and ichor off, if you want as well. Get some fresh clothes and whatnot. But yeah, you'll come back feeling refreshed and rejuvenated the next time we play. And I hope you guys had a great time. We're going to end the stream there.
yay.
Thank you to those who lasted. We went a little over, but I wanted to get this part of the way. This Shemi's backstory. Bring it to light so people could see it and get him his personal weapon as well. But yeah, the VOD will be up tomorrow. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.